Mobile Legends Bang Bang scene, you are going to be seeing 16 of your favorite international dollar cash prize. One of the biggest cash prizes we have ever had for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And that is just telling half the story, as you're going to be seeing all the top teams who competed all across the world, and also multiple familiar faces from M5. My name is Steph Weezy. It's going to be a pleasure being able to cast these amazing games, and we're also joined by another familiar face.
Oh, hello. And that's Barbie. That's me.
Buset. Waduh, udah lama banget coy.
We're both looking at the virtual
Sabar ya
stadium.
guys. Woi, kita udah lama banget ya nggak ketemu ya. Guys, udah lama banget gak sih? Sorry ya, gue masih belum lupa Mobile Legends kok. Gue masih belum lupa Mobile Legends. Parah baru live. Gue udah nge-live berapa lama ya? Terakhir kali tuh kalau nggak salah announcement RRQ Don ya.
Yeah, these are the winter games.
Di sini kan? Cuman ada yang bahasa Inggris doang kan, atau ada bahasa lain guys? Ada bahasa lain. Kirain mau pensi YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. I'm from Kiev. And that's
Indo aja, Mac. Emang ada yang bahasa Indo, guys? Ada yang bahasa Indo?
Having a fun time.
Aman nggak? Suaranya aman? Gue udah lama banget gak live ya, anjing. Ngeliatin beginian, Cok. Jangan Inggris. Apa? Cara nonton Indonesia gimana? Yang Indonesia? Gak ada anjing. Game of Future Indonesia gak ada. RRQ versus Lilgun. Gak ada guys. Indonesia gak ada. Adanya Inggris doang. Wah, nge-live. Yoi, udah lama ya Vel ya. Mana sih yang Indo ya? Gak ada sih. Gak ada kan? Indo kan? Udahlah. Rusia. Havos. Suka beliat. Bahasa Rusia, Mek. Gue gak ngerti sah. Ini intinya turnamen 20 miliar boy ya. 20 miliar. Zaman gue pro player gak ada turnamen 20 miliar anjing. Udah glowing gak? Mana ada Vel. Masih kurang 3 kilo lagi. Halo Komek, halo. Udah lama banget. Nyampe sebulan gak sih gue gak live? Nyampe sebulan gak guys? Nyampe sebulan gak? Lebih? Sok sibuk lu Mega. Sumpah gue gak sibuk guys. Gue gak sibuk sama sekali cok. Gue emang ngerasa kayak, ya gue sih nungguin turnamen ya. Kan baru ada turnamen sekarang kan. Dari kemarin gak ada turnamen anjing. Gimana gue mau live-nya guys, dari kemarin gak ada turnamen.
And here we are, straight to the casters. That's Group A, Round 1. Again, my name is Steph Weezy, all the way out from North America, representing our region. Nice to meet you guys, and proud to be on the Game of Future scene.
Yeah, hi, and I'm Barbie. Nice to meet you as well. And I'm ready to cast. These two games.
Bukan trader, Vel. Ngikut-ngikut aja, ngikut bos Timothy.
Yeah,
ada Evos Holy.
You get to see a team you've competed with go up against a team that defeated you guys, so it's gonna be a little bit of a blast.
Kayaknya kita live stream RRQ abis itu udahlah guys. Tapi abis ini Udil ya? Udil Homebois ya? Udil ini kenapa ke Malaysia ya? Kenapa dia nggak stay alter ego guys? Ada penjelasannya nggak dari si Udil kenapa dia keluar dari alter ego? Karena duit.
We've seen compete in the world stages. And couldn't be more excited to see where this goes. As we go ahead and take a quick look at
Onyx setengah 12. Overnya bagus. Gaji di Malai besar, Mac. Kangen debat lu sama Tas. Tas kan udah nggak bisa restream, dia kan fokus turnamen. Tas. DCR7, gue nggak ada DCR7. Gue kalau mau ini di Discordnya Jonathan Liandi gue. Coba gue masuk Discord Jonathan Liandi ya. Siapa tau Mas Valdi masuk ya. Nobar MPL. Coba aja. Gue nggak ada DCR7 guys, ada DCJO doang. Gaji gede, pulang pergi dibiayain, Mac. Guys, coba kalian fixin dulu, ini nggak ada yang bahasa Indonesia kan? Nggak ada bahasa Indonesia kan? Kalian yakin kan? Fix ya, nggak ada Indonesia ya. Max, gua nggak ada notif. Ya udah, it's okay.
Ultimate quality of a team to be able to play better on a live stage. This is rare.
20 miliar paling gede sepanjang tahun. Yang kayak gue bilang guys, bahkan apa namanya? Bahkan M series aja nggak segede ini gitu loh. Ini menurut gue udah price pool tergila sih. Ada bahasa Indo nggak ada? Gue udah gue cek berkali-kali nggak ada bahasa Indo. Jangan bohong kalau sama Kokomek. MLBBC, Games of Future MLBBC. Coba gue cek dulu di HP gue deh. Kayaknya gue dibohongin nih. MLBBC ya. Oh ada ya? Nggak ada. Semuanya bahasa ini, bahasa luar. Nyel. Ada asu. Baby games, these are all the top competitors. There are no easy groups here. Gak ada, guys. Gue udah YouTube gak ada. Coba nama channelnya apa? Nama channelnya coba. Nama channelnya apa? Nama channel. Lo operasi lasik belum? Masih 2 bulan lagi sih. Harus nunggu setahun. Didn't have the easiest ride, and hopefully this time around they'll be able to have a little bit of a stronger match. We see other teams. Itu link khusus kayaknya. Link khusus ya? Gue nggak ada guys link khusus guys. Nggak ada gue link khusus. But we also got to see them compete in the MPL season 12 for Indonesia. So yeah, like you said, there's a lot of harder competition in these tournaments, and this is like we said one of the biggest prize pools for mlbb in general. This actually, with this $1 million prize pool, this is ini. Oh iya. Oh iya. Kalau dimainkan debutnya untuk RRQ
iya,
ada.
Yang mengisi posisi.
Sorry.
Hanya mereka yang berada di posnya. Sisanya mungkin kayak Banana Don, Pim gantian ataupun play sama dengan Okta atau malah Skylar sama dengan Kitty yang pemain anyar juga dari RRQ sih. Iya, setuju banget sih. Ini kalau kita lihat iya, ada. Sorry. Sorry guys, gue batu guys, sorry ya. Player yang juga player yang main banyak prestasi juga yang udah didapatin. Sorry nih gue batu nih guys. Minta maaf ya gue batu ya.
Tahu lah perjalanannya ya dari turnamen tier yang bisa dibilang babak pengembangan lah ya, development gitu dari play-in bahkan
nggak fail. Masalahnya gue ngecek gak ada tadi sumpah. Sumpah itu BO3. Let's go RRQ. Tapi Onyx jam 12 malam. Aduh. Kenapa nggak sekalian RRQ terus Onyx ya kan?
Pemain yang baru saja ditarik nih sama RRQ Yoshi setelah menjuari MDL season ke-8 kemarin.
Gua sorry, offlanernya RRQ Don atau bukan guys? Gue lupa lagi. Banana ya, masih Banana ya. Don nggak main ya Don.
Teman-teman Lilgan ini juga aku rasa mereka juga nggak bisa dianggap remeh karena apa? Mereka ini
draft
di peringkat 5 sampai 6
kita kali dua dulu ya. Suaranya aman ya, nggak ada yang kekecilan kegedean ya guys, aman ya.
Under MPL juga belum under MPL bahkan tapi masih belum bisa untuk di underestimate baik dari tim Indonesia
Don nggak ikut
maupun dari tim regional.
Penasaran nama Irat yang didewa-dewain. Ini suaranya aman ya? Gue nanya dulu nih.
Sebagai tim kuda hitam karena banyak banget strat ya, apalagi ketika mereka ini mengalami kekalahan di game yang pertama gitu. Biasanya Lilgan itu selalu punya cara untuk
let's go.
Keadaan di game yang kedua dan ini jadi salah satu kesulitan tersendiri sebetulnya buat tim-tim yang nantinya bakal jadi lawan dari tim Lilgan.
Joe kemana nggak tahu.
Iya sih. Soalnya waktu itu di ISF juga mereka ketinggalan dulu disusul
sendirian. Ini nggak ada yang di Discord Joe ya. Ngilang semua.
Yang berhasil menang ya 2-1 waktu itu. Tapi berkaca dari tim Lilgan juga ketika mereka di M5 kemarin, mereka juga harus puas di posisi 13 sampai dengan 16. Jadi memang prestasinya masih perlu digembleng habis. Apalagi mereka juga punya sosok gold laner yang syarat pengalaman, bisa dibilang ada
suara
Bebex,
lu kegedean.
yang kita tahu lah impact Bebex ketika dia bermain tuh bakal jadi head to head yang seru tuh antara sama Bani Kitty atau sama Skylar.
Iya, itu sih, itu pasti akan jadi tantangan
tersendiri. Gue udah 1080 guys, udah paling gede, udah paling mantep deh pokoknya deh. Ya, 1080. Nge-lag lagi anjing. Sabar.
Atau sama Skylar.
Iya, itu sih, itu pasti akan jadi tantangan tersendiri.
Ini kenapa
terlihat pasti ini meta setelah turnamen internasional sebelumnya atau M5 ya tahu.
Sekarang tuh metanya apa guys? Metanya guys. Harusnya masih sama ya. Hero-hero ya.
Lane-nya sendiri apakah benar-benar masih jadi tulang punggung?
Harusnya masih sama ya hero-heronya ya.
Junglernya behind
ya kan?
Karena kan perubahan dari battle speed adjustment-nya juga benar-benar signifikan banget, Gio.
Iya. Ngomongin mungkin kalau masalah gold lane ya. Kari Brave Smite, wah ini kan
Kari
lumayan.
Guys, gue juga ngelihat Kari Bull Tank sekarang meta banget.
Mungkin kita bisa ngelihat beberapa kali kita juga kalau nonton live streaming dari pro player juga mereka sering tuh pakai
Kari Bull Tank sekarang meta banget. Kari LPT
Thunderbelt
Kari sekarang Kari sih. Kari Bull Tank meta banget sih gue lihat.
Ada Endless Battle atau nanti ada Rose Gold.
Nobar HB nggak Max, nggak tahu lah. Kalau rame kita nobar HB guys, nggak tahu.
Tantangan tersendiri ya karena.
Nanti vote aja. Ya udah apa. Ini kita vote Lilgan sama RRQ.
Aku kepikiran kayak mungkin Cloud ini masih bisa untuk in out walaupun dicicil habis-habisan juga bisa sama Karinya. Atau mungkin main jarak ketika berhadapan dengan Kari dengan ada
Lilgan ini lumayan sih harusnya sih.
5 player yang
Mongolia guys,
Mongolia lumayan. Bebex, Ethan, Exaura dan juga Forbid.
Ini dia ya, ternyata masih dengan penggawa mereka tentunya untuk dari tim Lilgan sendiri. Tadi kita udah sempat mention untuk bagaimana nanti god lane-nya bermain. Bebex akan bertemu dengan siapa kiranya dari teman-teman RRQ Hoshi.
Ruby Vexana Nathan lagi naik Max. Ruby itu di offline ya?
Dengan segudang prestasinya, Ethan juga kalau kita
habis ini nonton Udil nggak Max? Nanti tergantung vote.
Untuk membuat Bebex bisa naik atau keep up di laning-nya juga sangat-sangat tinggi ya. Dia punya power yang bagus dari segi roamer sih. Ini penguasaan roamernya juga perlu diperhatikan sebetulnya oleh teman-teman dari RRQ, Gio.
Nama YouTube-nya apa Max? Maksudnya YouTube siapa?
Sebenarnya dari tim.
Jangan di tengah bang. Ini kenapa muter-muter terus ya? Ini yang salah guanya atau dari sananya guys? Coba. Kenapa muter-muter terus ya? Ini di Discord lagi. Streamlabs gua normal loh. Anjing. Tuh dari sananya nge-lag anjing.
Teman-teman dari RRQ.
Tuh.
Gio.
Coba.
Iya.
Kali 2 lagi deh.
Padahal sebenarnya
dari sananya nge-lag ini, bukan dari gua. Wah, nge-lag ya. Dari sananya. Dari sananya ini kan? Dari sananya kan, guys? Ya kan? Udahlah Inggris aja lah. Banana, Skillar, Okta, Irat, Brusco. Mid laner, Clay nggak main. Clay nggak main. Irat ngegantiin siapa ya junglernya waktu itu ya? Versik diganti Irat, Clay diganti Okta. Tanknya itu sebelumnya siapa ya tanknya? Bukan VN, ini siapa ya? Tanknya siapa ya? Aku lupa guys sebelumnya guys. Tanknya siapa ya? Naomi anjing. Iya ya, Naomi jago sih, kenapa diganti ya? Udah lama sih tapi digantinya. Udah lama. Cuman ya kita lihat lah. Siapa tahu Brusco sama Irat ini kombinasi juga guys. Main paket-paketan. Biasa sayang. Welcome to Epic, Reza. Wey. Naomi kurang bisa support. Eren wins gaming. Gue Eren. Jangan bahas kayak gitu-gitu dong di sini dong. Apa RNDR itu? Ini Mobile Legend ya, wins gaming ya. Tolong ya. Tapi mantep sih. Wits.
10.000
Kirito.
dari Kirito. Pesan, gabung R7 Max kalau mau gabung-gabung aja, kata Bang Gala.
Gue nggak ada Discordnya Mas Paldi. Nggak ada DC-nya guys. Nggak ada DC-nya. Coba suruh Mas Paldi invite. Tidak ada DC-nya sayang. Aman kok Max, bercanda doang. Max on apa sih Ondo atau Omdo nih? Ondo sih bukan Omdo ya. Bentar. Kayak gini-gini nggak? Sabar, mata gue lagi sakit. Kayak gini-gini kagak kena copyright kan guys? Sabar ya, gue pakai buat mata dulu. Sabar, obat mata dulu guys. Mata gue gatel anjing. Kayaknya AC-nya kedinginan sih. Sabar. Max, collab sama Tanboy Kun lagi. Kapan MP show lagi Koko Max? Gue kurang tahu sih. Kayaknya habis ini mungkin ada MP show. Kapan mukbang? Nanti tanggal 29 gue ada mukbang bakso Kenzler. Lama amat Max iya nih. Harusnya mulai jam 6 ya, tapi ini udah jam 6.15. Biasa. Banana ganti nama. Jam berapa mainnya? Harusnya jam 6. Ini gue lagi nunggu juga ini, nggak main-main ini. Minta link YouTube asli siaran turnamen Rusia ini asli di sini nih. Channelnya Games of Future Official. 20 miliar ya. Ini intinya siapapun tim yang menang ini, ya gue belum bisa bilang pensiun sih, tapi bisa beli rumah lah. Satu orang bisa kalau menang ini orangnya pasti bisa beli rumah. Sekali menang sekali rumah anjing. Max lu nurunin berat badan cuman makan sekali doang sehari terus nggak makan apa-apa lagi apa gimana? Iya nggak juga sih, ya sih. Cuman makannya ya daging doang, nggak ada karbo. APBR. Lama ya? Apa main ML dulu guys? Kalau lama gini. Lu lagi bucin sama Cilip apa? Dari mana lagi tuh, Cok? Gas Brawl. BO3 Tot yang tanya baca-baca tadi bareng R7. Geser dulu badan lu tuh. Ararki, kalau kita mau nonton semua sebenarnya bisa kita nonton Ararki. Habis itu Homebois lawan Bren. Habis itu istirahat dulu, nanti baru Onyx. Kalau nggak istirahat, game ketiga ini kurang menarik sih. Blacklist Internasional lawan Fireflux paling yang lumayan. Tapi malas kayaknya deh. Kayaknya ya. 20M prize pool apa gimana? Prize pool. Juara satunya kayaknya 8M lah, 10 lah. Kalau dihitung-hitung dari historik prize pool 20M, juara satu harusnya setengahnya atau setengah kurang atau setengahnya lah. Jadi at least 8 sampai 10M. Berarti at least satu orang dapat se-M. Juara satu at least satu orang 1M. Top 5 tim MPL season 13. Onyx udah pasti Onyx udah pasti. Lama nih, gue main ML dulu lah, boleh gak ya? Sempet gak guys kalau gue main segame dulu guys? Sempet lah ya. Udil langsung ketemu juara M. Oh iya, dia lawan Bren Sport ya Udil ya. Udil nih sombong anjing, kemarin gue chat di Instagram gak dibales guys. Asyuk. Klasik dulu Brawl. Brawl dulu boleh lah. Gue udah lama ngamen Mobile Legends sih. Gue udah lama banget ngamen Mobile Legends, serius. Udah lama banget. Jangankan lu Sally Boy aja gak dibalas. Kenapa ya, sombong banget ya gak balas ya. Deal Udilan. Brawl dulu bro. Nanti kalau udah mulai kabarin gua guys. Cobain MC Max. Gua nggak main Magic Chess. Tapi gua buka joki Magic Chess. Jadi aman aja guys. Spin. Dapat Yuven. Ini apa nih? Kok ada Lolita? Kok bisa ada Lolita? Kok ada hero-hero terus guys? Hero pool yang dibagikan. Ini Brawl kenapa udah kayak gini ya? Beda ya sekarang Brawl ya? Brawl tuh sekarang beda guys? Atau gimana? Berubah gitu Brawl.
Aku akan melindungimu.
Keren kan Brawl sekarang? Oh udah beda ya, mirip Brawl. Hero-nya tambah banyak ya yang dikasih ya. Hero-nya tambah banyak ya hero-nya ya. Udah lama nggak main, gimana mau jadi pro player lagi Max? Udah guys, udah nggak bisa kayak pro player, udah tua. Umur guys, ingat umur guys. Tolonglah. Sendiri aja Max, iya. Sendiri kulihat. Tapi lu udah nyobain MC-nya kan Max belum? Emang MC-nya beda? MC-nya beda juga guys. Coba kalian kasih tahu gue dong. Bedanya kayak mana MC-nya? Coba jelasin. Udah mulai belum? Ini gue sambil ngeliat dikit. Belum mulai kok. Aman.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Cancel blessing. Kita bikin Lolitanya.
Ayo keluarkan potensi penuhnya. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them.
Mukbang lagi tanggal 29. Babi ini masih rusak anjing. Sabar. Level 4 baru kita gas nih. Atau dari sekarang aja. Kok Lolita kok udah nggak bisa keluarin skill 2 sih? Di nerf atau gimana nih? Lolita nih. Udah nggak bisa ngeluarin skill 2 guys. Hah? Aneh. Lolita udah gak bisa keluarin skill 2. Ya Allah. Woi, skill 2 gua gak bisa gua keluarin woi. Lolita. Anjing. Terus skill 2-nya buat apa dong Lolita sekarang? Gak ada guna gitu. Guys, ini skill 2-nya apa? Cuma nahan damage. Udah gitu doang, nahan damage doang.
Aku menemukan kekuatan untuk mengatasi rasa sakit.
Cuma nahan damage, udah nggak ada lagi efeknya.
Pakaian sudah, energi sudah. Aku siap untuk ini.
Oh, dia mukul kena damage-nya ya? Oh, dia mukul damage-nya kena, Cok. Damage-nya kena, Cok. Damage-nya kena. Dia mukul damage-nya kena. Iya, mantulin damage sekarang. Pukul gua. Oh, dia kayak vengeance. Saya paham. Paham, Bang. Udet lu, Max. Gue udah lama gak main ML, tolonglah ngertiin. Jadi dia kayak ibarat kata kayak blade armor gitu ya.
Bangkit setelah terjatuh.
Ibarat kata kayak blade armor. Coba lu pakai skill 2-nya pas Xavier ulti. Coba ya. Oh, dia damage magic juga ya, semua damage ya.
Melindungi orang lain adalah tujuan hidupku.
Pukul terus vengeance nih. Udah bantu gua dong, Bang. Ya ampun. Lima detik. Keren nggak? Keren nggak? Aduh, jangan ditarik dong guanya dong.
Mengakui kelemahanku tidak akan mengurangi
Buset.
kekuatanku.
Ya ampun, anjing. Kayak semua projectile mantul sesuai arah shield. Belum draft. Jangan bohong-bohongin gitu dong. Wah, ini kalau lama kayaknya gue nobar RRQ aja dah. Yang lainnya kayak skip dah. Onyx jam 12 ya. Kenapa gitu loh? Jauh amat perbedaan jamnya. Eps. Woi, bantu gua dong, Bang. Aduh, anjing, kena sih.
Meskipun aku keturunan Sir Elf, orang eruditio melihatku apa adanya.
Kapan mulai turnya Max? Gua nggak tahu serius. Mereka telat. Ini udah mau mulai. Ini udah mau mulai guys, bentar ya. Kalau misalkan udah draft gue ganti nih. Kalau udah draft gue ganti, aman aja. Udah mulai Max? Belum kok. Masih ngobrol-ngobrol nih, nggak tahu namanya Alexander Korstin sama Stephen Shocks. Masih ngobrol-ngobrol. Ayo lo bang. Ya ampun. Buset Freya-nya. Gila ya Freya-nya ya. Clean-nya mati, clean-nya. Aduh anjing. Nggak kena ulti gua tadi.
Keamanan kota ini akan senantiasa
Tolol banget gue kayaknya main Lolita. Piala Ciki lama bener. Guys, kalian tuh sebut Piala Ciki tuh kenapa ya? Ini turnamennya 20 miliar, cok. Gimana caranya ini turnamen? ODT AFK anjing. Wah bangsat ODT. Wah bangsat. Bangsat ODT-nya ya, AFK ODT-nya ya.
Can we see it today? Though I don't know.
ODT-nya AFK anjing.
And Aurora pretty good, so I think it's one thing is lacking is like mobility, and that's it.
Dah. Belum mulai. Kan lu lihat masih ngobrol.
Being able to see a lot of the marksman picks.
Masih
I like
ngobrol.
watching international meta just because it's a lot more creative than what we typically see in NA. We're kind of more
Max sombong gua sapa kagak di waro. Apa? Halo bro. Gua kali 2 lagi ya coba ya.
Like we said, we're definitely going to be expecting that today, especially from RQ Hoshi, a team from Indonesia.
RQ Hoshi.
Regions inside of the mlbb.
Gua mau sholat dulu Max, silahkan. Yo yang mau sholat dulu guys. Nanti balik lagi biar udah mau mulai.
Let us know what you guys think about these two teams. Definitely drop your favorite teams in the comment of today's stream as well. As we are getting ready to jump into our first match, so it is going to be, like we said, a best of 3.
A best of 3.
3 teams moving forward out of the group stage.
Hai, halo Tamara. Udah lama nggak live Komek. Yoi. Udah lama banget. Sebulan. Atau 2 bulan ya? Ya sebulan dah.
It's also pretty cool, not just to see a blended meta, but also to see a blend of casters. I mean, it's not too often where an NA caster gets to cast with a caster from and pro player and coach.
Sebenarnya main kripto gitu nggak terlalu sibuk sih, guys. Cuman awal-awal aja kemarin kan pas mau ngertiin kan sibuk banget kan. Maksudnya buat punya kepercayaan tuh lama gitu loh. Cuman kalau udah percaya ya cuma naro-naro doang sih. Kagak terlalu makan waktu. Awal-awalnya doang makan waktu.
And it worked pretty good, so I guess this is the.
Salam dari Malay Bang Max. Halo Bang Abating apa?
If enemy have like no.
Bang, gue pengen ketemu dong, gue kerja di dekat rumah lu. Kayak lu tahu aja rumah gue di mana, bro.
Level 4, so you kind of start ramping up from that and snowballing, and I don't know, we might see this kind of meta as well.
Udah mau mulai ya, bentar gue chat ini gue dulu. Oke, sudah draft. Let's go, brother. Langsung gas aja nih ya. Game pertama. Gak ada background musiknya nih anjing. Gak ada background musiknya nih, gimana ceritanya ini? Anjing kayak sepi gini ya. Sepi gini ya, gak ada background musik ya. Baru sadar casternya di rumah masing-masing. Bener juga. Tadi kita lihat yang caster Indonesia juga belakangnya kasur tuh. Ya, Vel ya. Belakangnya kasur. Yang tadi yang caster cewek. Jo nggak dukung RRQ, wah anti RRQ. Kena mulu Jo ya. Pokoknya dia nggak left EVOS anti EVOS, nggak left RRQ anti RRQ. Ya pokoknya begitulah nasibnya. Oke guys, kita lihat. Sorry, ini game 1 gue nggak banyak analis dulu ya, karena jujur kita nonton aja dulu deh, nonton dulu. Nick Banana kok gitu, Mac? Iya, dia ubah nickname kayaknya. Jenai Sante, mungkin itu nama cewek barunya. Jenai Sante. Jenai Sante, Skillar, Okta, Irat, Brusko, lawannya Bebex, Ethan, Aizen, Zack Saura, Forbid. Guys, coba ini gue vote lagi ya. Kalian pengen nonton yang ini atau mau nonton yang bahasa Indonesia? Coba. Mau yang ini atau mau yang Indonesia? Pasti Indonesia ya. Tapi gue takutnya nge-lag gitu guys yang Indonesia, gimana ya?
Not something I would have expected.
Indo aja ya? Atau yang ori nih?
Definitely can be a secret weapon. It's gonna have that Astro Echo, able to provide a lot of slow on the map as well, and some CC. They don't have the R lot that
yang lancar.
really well with it, with that
Masalahnya gue nggak tahu Indonesia lancar atau enggak.
Are they gonna be able to pick up something like a
Ya udahlah, kita gini.
Aurora that we're looking for. Oh, there goes the Vexana that we kind of mentioned earlier.
Oh, gue paham. Gini. Kita coba apa namanya? Kita coba ini dulu Games of Future. Jadi kalau nih nge-lag kita pindah ke yang Rusia ya.
Sedikit efek sama
Kalau
yang tadi sempat
nge-lag kita pindah Rusia, kalau dia aman,
kalau
dia aman kita tetap di Indonesia.
Jadi salah satu hal yang cukup menyenangkan ya.
Boleh kayak gini.
Ada jawaban juga dari arah Kiyoshi, hero yang bisa masuk area belakang.
Ya mungkin berharap Irat dengan adanya Lancelot, karena sejauh ini kan Lancelot belum di ban, belum di pick, tapi Benedetta
boleh ya.
Pilihan untuk arah Kiyoshi ini masih bisa fleksibel banget nih. Bisa untuk Denai Santai atau bisa untuk Irat juga. Bisa megang Retribution atau bisa megang Petrify. Tapi dengan adanya Benedetta mungkin akan head to head sama Cici. Berarti tandanya dari Benedettanya yang dipilih ini dari arah Kiyoshi pengen menangin lane di XP-nya. Pengen main cutting-cutting.
Max ini nggak tayang di MPL Indo ya?
Enggak. Coba untuk melakukan split push.
Pegang RRQ atau apa?
Dan itu akan menjadi jawaban juga untuk RRQ Hoshi melihat bagaimana tim Lilgan ya dari Cici, dari Vexana. Ini adalah tim fight banget hero-nya. Dua tim yang hero yang bakal ngumpul bersama-sama. Jadi akan ada celah yang terbuka di sisi kanan atau di sisi kiri yang bakal dimainkan sama sang Benedetta dari Araki Hoshi.
Kok ada suara-suara ML gitu sih?
Jelas mereka coba untuk menyimbangi terkait nanti bagaimana big fight terjadi, mungkin di menit pertengahan
enggak telat sih.
Lord Power juga. Jadi
yang,
kalau kita lihat
yang
di
Indonesia nggak telat
ya,
sih guys.
apalagi udah ada Chow juga yang dimana
yang Indonesia nggak telat sih
untuk menculik area hero belakangnya ini juga jadi jawaban terkait bagaimana Vexana juga pilihan Godland yang sebetulnya belum
aman ya
terlihat nih.
Ini yang Indonesia nggak telat kok.
Menggunakan hero head to headnya nantinya di area sisi God lane karena Barat terlebih dahulu yang menjadi opsi pick dari anak-anak tim Lilgan.
Kenapa ada suara ML sih?
Atau Angela nggak sih di band ya? Daripada ada combo Angela.
Kalian pada minta Indonesia, makanya gue Indonesia.
Ya bukan main itu ya.
Cici.
Mungkin
Vexana ya, sekarang tuh metanya Vexana Aurora loh.
Untuk di-ban sama teman-teman.
Gue nggak ngerti loh, Aurora oke lah. Vexana tuh apa yang di-buff?
Ini bakal ngeganggu.
Apa yang bagus dari Vexana sekarang?
Atau mungkin Kari, mungkin jadi salah satu hero yang
Kari, kalau Kari emang gue suka lihat di rank sih.
Sama teman-teman dari Lilgan.
Kari lawan Cici kayaknya enak.
Main out of the box dengan Irat menggunakan Lunox Jungler. Itu juga masih terbuka juga, walaupun kita jarang yang ngelihat Irat bermain untuk Lunox Jungler ya. Tapi
sakit banget Max Vexana. Vexana plus curse helmet kayaknya Max.
Sebelumnya
Vexana pakai item curse helmet.
Mino dulu ya dari RRQ karena
Vexana pakai curse helmet guys.
Balancing hero yang bisa jadi tameng juga, jadi badan, bisa dapetin power heal yang masih bersinambungan mungkin dengan adanya item Flash of Theosis yang ngebuat ini yang bakal dihindari dulu ya karena power hero badan ini akan sangat menguntungkan mid lane dan juga bot lane pilihan nanti dari tim Lilgan dan milik lagi dari satu pilihan hero terakhir tim Lilgan ini bakal
pakai Molten doang pakai Molten.
Power dari Kari mungkin tadi yang udah sempat di-mention atau
Kari dong, gue pengen lihat Kari full tank nih. Pakai Brave Smite
di game yang pertama
sekuat itu kah Kari Brave Smite sama item tank?
Karya pilihan dari jungler ini karena masih cukup fleksibel mengingat adanya Benedetta dari teman-teman RRQ.
Martis langsung jadi jawaban CP di band gitu aja. Karena dari metode Martis ketika dia melakukan farming itu kan cepet banget ya. Bahkan nggak perlu pakai season hunter pun dari Martis nih udah dari Mortal Coil-nya udah enak banget untuk farming. Damage di awal udah kencang, ada tambahan attack speed-nya juga. Jadi ini akan membuat Martis akan lebih unggul untuk masalah farming dibanding Barat. Jadi daripada itu menjadi masalah bagi tim Lilgan, kayak mending udah di-ban aja. Jangan jadi perkara lagi. Cuman masalah utama
solo aja Max biar leluasa.
Fokus mereka dengan 3 hero team fight seperti ini. Mau nggak mau target mereka aku rasa terhadap
sabar gue fixin dulu guys kalau yang Indonesia nggak telat.
Nggak main satu assassin lagi.
Aman ya, Indonesia nggak telat ya.
Karena ya itu tadi.
Indonesia nggak telat. Enak-enak.
Dari Benedetta pun itu single target ya bisa dibilang, walaupun dari Electro Final Blow-nya Benedetta ini masih bisa bilang area of effect, tapi dengan impact-nya yang akan dipegang sama Brusco ini.
Brusco. Benedetta gimana? Benedetta offline atau jungle guys? Sekarang. Hadiahnya $1 million, backgroundnya malah kasur ya elah.
Ke arahnya Skylar.
Backgroundnya kasur ya anjing.
Mungkin menurutku Lilgan bakal bertopang nih dengan pergerakannya Benedetta. Kalau mereka mau untuk hajar, aku rasa
turnamen warkop.
Ini
bener sih. Ya. 20 miliar. Backgroundnya kasur anjing.
Ya, ibarat katanya untuk
oh my god, man.
To get objektifnya nanti ketika ada di lapangan. Karena kalau
Kari, Barat itu setahu gua kalau makan sekarang dia turbo gitu ke depan ya. Barat itu sekarang kalau dia makan kayak dia kayak mobil kan. Sud, makan baru dilempar.
Hero andalan juga bisa dibilang ya kalau bicara soal Skylar ini jadi
Benedetta jungle atau offline? Gue udah tanya dari tadi nih nggak dijawab nih.
Udah nggak ada kaja lagi, so ini bakal
diresmiin sama Putin ini turnya. Bagus dong.
Escape tools mobility yang dimiliki oleh Skylar nantinya di area bot lane.
Wow. Offline. Benedetta offline. Ini
dari
dari draftnya RRQ Hoshi sih tim fightnya nggak kuat ya.
Memang
maksudnya kuat, cuman banding draftnya Lilgun jauh kuatan Lilgun harusnya buat perang. Tapi kalau buat kiting, gue masih ngerti loh. Kalau misalkan buat kiting kuatan RRQ, mereka punya Claude Bennett, Novaria ya kan, hero-hero yang mobilitasnya kuat, bisa nge-slow juga, abis itu Chow, bisa buka map. Nah, gue masih ngerti guys, Lilgun ini, gue ngerti banget. Lilgun ini team fight banget, nggak ada hero split push. Gue nggak tahu ya Cici tuh hero split push atau bukan, gue kurang tahu nih. Cuman ini perang 5-5 sudah bisa dipastikan dimenangkan sama Lilgun.
Salah satu staff andalan juga dari tim
ngerti ya nih.
Big team ya bisa dibilang juga dari Filipina itu Blacklist Internasional. Bahkan sebelum setelah Viwas gak bermain kan masih sempat dibawa juga oleh Reneja yaitu dengan kata UB Strat yang bakal dibawa oleh teman-teman dari tim Lilgan Gio. Ini menarik sih.
Ya, wah ini healing yang bahaya banget nih. Lebih kenceng healingnya Estes daripada healing mesti ke Bali, sumpah dah. Jadi ya kita bakal lihat nanti impact Barats dan Estes yang akan menjadi combo-wombo. Akan ada Blessing of Moon Goddess yang akan menghealing semua orang ketika team fight jangka panjang berjalan. Walaupun memang dari segi team fight jujur
gue coba tanya Isan DC di mana
yang sangat kuat, tapi ketika
San,
dengan adanya Chow dari
ikut Discord lu San. Gue ada Discord Luminaire sih, cuman dia nggak live di
team fightnya.
Dia nggak ada di Discord Luminaire.
Dihajar duluan, memaksa untuk Blessing of Moon Goddess ke arah diri sendiri, mungkin ini kan menjadi jawaban. Belum lagi mungkin dari Banana dengan Benedettanya yang akan bisa.
Emangnya Benedetta masih meta guys? Benedetta guys
bisa menusuk juga ke arah belakangnya sehingga untuk di garis depan serahkan semua kepada Irat.
Benedetta emang masih meta? Benedetta.
Setuju sih karena udah pasti ya kalau bicara soal UB Strat ini yang bakal jadi bulan-bulanan adalah sosok dari hero yang bakal terus kasih support.
Benedetta masih meta guys.
Aksesnya tadi yang nggak cuma dari Brusco doang, tadi juga ada Jane ya atau bisa dibilang Banana juga dengan Benedettanya yang mungkin bakal menghantui. So ini bakal excited banget karena memang kalau ngomongin karya pola permainan mungkin early agresif ini bakalan dijunjung tinggi juga sih terkait juga bagaimana
masih meta banget
di area turtle yang balance ya, karena kalau kita lihat dari komposisi junglernya dua-duanya itu sama-sama menggunakan power dari jungler durability.
Lihat di mana Mac yang bahasa Indo.
Pasti mengedepankan power team fight mereka nantinya di arah objektif baik dari turtle maupun juga
ya ampun yang Indo telat. Yaudahlah gue nonton yang ini aja. Oke guys, game pertama RRQ versus Lilgun. Yang Indonesia telat, kita ganti ke yang luar ya. Telat yang Indo telat udah bisa gue pastikan. Yang Indo telat udah bisa gue pastikan guys. Suaranya ada kan? Suaranya ada gak? Guys, suara ML-nya. Wah, Lilgun lagi menang nih early game-nya. Buset, Benedettanya nggak bisa. Gila, kok Benedettanya bisa begitu sih? Wih, Benedettanya canggih banget. Kaget loh gue loh. Canggih. Benedettanya canggih.
You're gonna have to see how
Buset.
that kind of plays out with that turtle. We'll have a
Lihat tuh,
massive
lihat
XP
Cici tuh
boost,
nyebelin
but
banget.
there's a lot of mobility. I mean, you're already seeing the Benedetta.
Gila, gue sampai lupa ya Banana tuh adalah jago Benedetta-nya. Gue udah nggak usah melebih-lebihkan lah, cuman jago, Benedetta jago setahu gue. Suaranya aman ya, suara ML-nya ya, nggak kegedean kekecilan ya, aman ya guys ya. Lilgun dari mana Max? Mongolia, bagian dari Cina atau enggak ya? Kayaknya bukan bagian deh, tapi dekat-dekat Cina. Suaranya kecil Max, suara apa? Suara ini. Gue gedein dulu bentar. Kurang gede suara in-game. Gue udah full sih. Udah gue fullin. Gimana? Suaranya aman gak guys? Oke nggak? Record dong.
Absolutely agree. And
Kari lu ya tuh.
it's like going just
Gak ada
like
rasanya kalau udah
it
ngulti.
would
Ya ada
go.
estes ya.
RQ Hoshi need to stop this snowball because it's going to continue when
It's going to continue.
Estes gonna have his ultimate, and he does. And now I guess Team Lilgun going to try to take some objective.
Early
and they
game masih
trying
dimenangkan
to
oleh Lilgun
force
seperti
some
yang Koko
fights
Max
now,
bilang.
and the fights is heavily in favor of
Mereka
Team
perangnya
Lilgun,
pasti
because
menang di
RQ
turtle
Hoshi,
ya,
just like
tapi
you said,
turtle
have
kedua belum
no
tentu bro.
damage.
Yeah, they weren't able to
Bennett
take
ya,
the first
gila
neutral objective,
Bennett
but
nya.
the second one 4 seconds away from
Itemnya apa
spawning
ya
in.
Bennett ya sekarang ya?
Can RQ Hoshi even out the odds?
Gue penasaran
Are we
apa
gonna
masih
start
sama
seeing
Hunter
Team
Strike
Lilgun
terus
form
Volteng.
up this snowball that War Barbie was talking about? Brat's able to get a kill and
Kita
also
lihat
able
4
to get that
lawan
first
4 di
turtle,
sini.
pulling the objective
Lilgun
and
megang
aggro for that
estes ya.
turtle,
Ya kalian
getting
tahu lah
ready
dari
for
zaman
this
jebot juga
engagement. As you are gonna see a big
kelas
knock
banget
to Gigo
Brusco
away the dragon.
nih
Just like he's
bos.
taking down 4 Bib,
Cloud-nya
collective final
5
blades
lawan
away from
4
Skylar
guys.
in the back lane, finding
Skillernya
Easton.
main.
Trying to run away. Zara is gonna take down
Anjing,
Jesse
tapi
though.
baratnya
One member
anjing
falling
banget.
for the side of Team Lilgun and one
Buset
from RQ
nice
Hoshi.
banget.
Irad will find a kill.
Apa sih Kari? Apa sih Kari? Dikaiting-kaiting nice. Gila.
Oh, make that one
Wow,
for
that's
Lilgun tapi.
free.
A Joe with a flicker.
Enggak, ini RRQ nggak dominasi ya.
Should be able to
Belum.
take this.
Late game sih. Late game ini RRQ lebih kuat.
Go on.
Oh, should be able to take this objective. Had a little bit of a
Suara in game kecil emang nggak ada. Suara in game memang nggak ada suaranya ini. Masih sama ya Bennett ya, Hunter Strike Volteng ya.
Hoshi was able to take that turtle.
Okay.
So now, oh no. Did they take the turtle or did they lose it?
Draftnya bagus sih Bennett sama Chow.
The super good initiation
Brusco,
with the
Brusco,
show with the
kena,
flicker
kena.
on the Estes
Set.
and the follow up
Tendang.
with the Benedetta on
Oke,
the
Purify
4
kebuang
people,
lumayan.
like the final blow with the petrified
Anjing,
bursting
jauh banget
down
skill duanya,
the
tai.
targets and RQ Hoshi winning the fight
What the?
because of the
Wih,
true
Barat skill
initiation.
2-nya jauh
And
banget
he
sekarang ya.
he
Di
get
buff,
wrecked
bukannya
because of
ultinya
it
doang
now.
yang di buff itu skill
Yes.
2-nya kenapa jauh banget itu loh. Kalian lihat. Skill 2-nya. Roketnya sampai terbang ke Rusia itu dari Indonesia.
Look at the bullying from Zara
Gila.
on this Barats. Trying to zone out Irad from his farm.
Yeah,
Oke,
that's
oke,
exactly what
Karinya
they
kena.
should do. Take some
Aduh, tai lah
objectives
ya.
now, and the ultimate
Untung
is
ke
being
defense.
popped by
Banana,
the
banana.
Estes and 4 people being
Santai
healed, but
dulu,
no
banana.
pressure. I mean,
Semua
there
di
is
buff
some
skill Barat.
pressure on the tower, but not enough to fall down.
Yeah, not enough to fall down. Still hanging on by about 25% HP. 2,000 gold lead for Team Lilgun right now.
Okay.
And then they're having a pretty
Cici
good
yang
game.
dapat siapa tuh?
Maybe be able to take one of these turrets, but their bot side is hanging on pretty
Cici yang
well
dapat
too.
ya. Brusco emang bisa mati ya guys ini?
Yeah, but the
Dia ada
counter
vengeance.
pressure
Turret
is
doang
there.
sih, turret
Chu is
dapat
going
turret.
up on the bot
Cici
lane,
itu
on the,
hero-nya
X
kayaknya
lane,
susah nge-clear
and
sih.
the, Claude is
Kelihatannya dia lama clear-nya tuh.
farming
Cik,
pretty
cik,
good,
cik, ya
actually.
kan?
Like RQ last fight on
Lama sih
Turtle
clear-nya si
is
Cici sih.
Super good, super good.
Oh,
I didn't
itemnya
expect
Benedetta
that,
full damage.
kinda should
Kayaknya
take,
banana doang sih kayak gini sih.
Purify probably on the Estes,
Lihat.
and this flicker
Dia
might
7-6
be a
habis itu mau si
problem
Halbert guys,
later
full
in the
damage.
game because of the super good initiations on the show.
Gue kangen banget sama
Yeah,
lu
definitely
Max,
gonna
udah
have to
lama
watch
gak lihat lu
out
streaming
without
ML.
having
Sorry
that
ya bang ya.
Purify is gonna be
Kemarin lagi ada
easily,
kesibukan yang lain, cuman
grouped
gue
up some CC
gue
if
usahain
not
lah.
careful. Bebex is
Apalagi
gonna go ahead and
turnamen
take
kayak
that
begini
turret
pasti
on
gue
the
live
top
streamingin
side.
bos.
Turtle has spawned in. Both
Ya
sides
kan?
able to claim one, but who will be able to take this next objective? You already see in Team Lilgun in position to be able to hit the retribution.
Kita lihat Benedetta.
Yeah, they
Dor.
but Chu is already
Oke, Petrinya kena banyak, tapi
four people petrify
Tapi
again with selective
mati
final blow,
satu,
follow up with
mati
everything, every
dua,
bit of
Kang, nggak
damage they have, but not enough.
Aman.
Yeah, just showcasing.
Tapi
his
ini masih
mastery
enak
of
di
that show.
RRQ
Looks
sih harusnya ya.
RQ
Cloud-nya masih
Hoshi
farming guys.
able to take this turtle in their hands. We'll get
Late
that XP
game
boost
kuatan
that we're
RRQ,
looking
mereka
for.
megang
Slowly
Novaria,
starting to
jangan
try to
lupa.
equalize this economy. They are down by about 1,000 gold.
Max lebih bagus first item Hunter Strike apa Heptasis buat Bennett. Gua personally bakal ngambil Hunter Strike karena lebih bagus harusnya. Cuman nggak tahu ya, Seven Seas itu juga bagus buat ngebunuh cepat gitu sih. Cuman kalau lawan Estes gini, gue lebih suka Hunter Strike sih. Buat kiting-kiting.
I mean, they need to use all of the stronger parts of the Estes, which is his ultimate, to pressure all of first turrets and second turrets, and you kind of don't want to go to the super late game here because of Navaria and Claude and the
bocor sama Claude kalau late game.
And, I mean, RQ Hoshi in the late games seems super strong. Oh, the attempt of the taking on a blue buff here from Fredrin.
Yeah, we are going to see
yang lain juga nonton bahasa Inggris ya guys? Nggak ada yang nonton Indo ya?
Which means these teams are still pretty even. Honestly, even though they don't have the late game or early game damage.
Jadi nggak sabar nonton lu live streaming MPL di bulan puasa sambil nunggu buka. Kelas. Kasih tahu Bang Siro. Bentar lagi mau puasa ya.
Late game is going to be a problem. They will be able to kind of take down Zara and Ethan, especially with Ethan not having a purify. We'll be able to kind of be hit with the way the dragon from Bruce, who's been rotating around really well with this show. You already seen the showcase right there. High mobility team so far for the composition of RQ Hoshi.
Pada Indo atau yang luar guys? Coba. Pada nonton dari Indo atau luar?
They have, I mean, sometimes Benedetta can initiate
even,
and that's what they're doing. They're trying to initiate and make a kill, and it will eventually work. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and you've seen the Electofana blow, possible seats for the tier 1. Skylar will find one off screen though on the top side. Bebex is going to clear the bot one. An objective going to both teams so far. Lord has spawned in and aggro has been pulled.
Let's go.
And it looks like Team Lilgun may go for this objective. Are going to shift focus to the mid lane though, as they almost lost their tier 1 turret.
Ondo to the moon. Anjing banyak juga yang tahu ya.
Kita
lihat guys, Banana guys. Banana udah nice banget nih posisinya nih.
I mean, at least 3 of them.
Dia ada Petri loh, enggak ada Petri sih. Sorry. Tapi bisa sih. Masuk dulu Banana. Ya, cowoknya salah. Tapi masih bisa menang sih. Ya, cowoknya salah. Tapi nice. Dapat Irad, dapat mati.
Oh, but it looks like Irad trapped, hit with the appraiser's wrath.
Skillar!
Orbid will be able to shut him down. Blade duet from Skylar, hitting the full team of Team Lilgun. Not able to draw a kill, and both sides will disengage.
Di kiting sih, bagus sih Bennett udah tahu tuh langsung ke bottom lane.
Eventually did enough. He went in and Baraz used his ultimate on the show.
Brusco, let's go Brusco. Masa kalah sama Naomi Brusco.
So that's kind of cool. I guess he's was trying to use the way of the dragon on the Barats to not let him retribution, but this kind of initiation was still enough.
Ooh, look at the positioning from Genesis.
Sorry guys, gue mau lihat maksudnya yang Indo telat nggak?
Indo nggak telat loh. RQ Hoshi got that lord. Team Lilgun was able to clear
Indo telat atau enggak sih? Coba ya, bentar ya. Halo, Tama sering Indomaret.
They don't lose much from that engagement, but they
kalau yang Indo nggak telat, Indo aja deh, ini nggak ada terlalu sepi.
A little bit too overextended, and Bruce getting caught in a lot of CC.
Aduh, Brusco mati mulu ya, Brusco ya.
Able to shut him down with the power of CC from the XP lane. Big Astro Echo going out. 4 members caught with it. Actually, full 5-man caught with that tier 2 turret top side. May drop if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think the RQ Hoshi are in position they want to be.
Indo telat guys, Indo telat 7 detik.
Beda
dikit sih ya. Beda 5 detik sih gimana? Indo aja ya? Oh iya Indo aja lah. Indo cuma telat dikit.
Aja, tapi Ethan itu bakalan kecicil habis-habisan ketika masuk damage scalar di area tersebut. Dan sebetulnya yang jadi jawaban adalah posisi dari Jenna dan juga Buscratch yang udah mulai berkorelasi nih. Karena kalau kita lihat dari arah itemnya,
ya kan kalian minta Indo.
Item bekal dari scalar nih udah berhasil dikantongi ya. Golden Staff as usual, ada DHS juga yang bisa dibilang ini item penghancur armor, yang dimana ini jadi jawaban juga kenapa damage dari Skylar baik dari base attack-nya udah seperti itu Gio.
Kari itu build-nya tuh.
Iya.
Thunderbelt,
ada satu NOD,
Endless
satu
Battle, Brute Force.
Si Halbert yang dipegang sama Okta, dipegang juga sama Brusco dan juga Jenai Sante. Ini mendadakan bahwa mereka sangat-sangat peduli sekali dengan adanya Ethan yang akan mengganggu dengan Blazing Open Goddess. Dan dari tadi membuat nyawa teman-teman dari tim Lilgun selamat. Tapi dengan 3 item tersebut, harusnya
Gila,
udah sedikit
itemnya
mengurangi
full damage
impact
banget anjing.
Regen head speed
Bennett-nya
yang dilakukan
mau
oleh
Endorse
Ethan
battle
itu
tuh.
sendiri. Dan ini akan menjadi PR tersendiri
Full damage
bagi
banget.
Tim
Apa
Lilgan.
dia bisa
Kalau
solo
mereka
kill ini?
ditahan
Apa dia bisa solo kill ya?
dengan main team fight seperti
Gas yuk,
ini.
gas yuk.
Sedangkan
Oh, mau dia.
dari Jenai Sante terus diberikan
Apa
space.
build kayak gini bisa solo
Seperti tadi
kill
ketika adanya
Cici,
Lord,
guys?
dia langsung fokus untuk menggiring minion-minion ke arah bottom lane dan mendapatkan satu inner turret. Ini yang jadi PR bagi tim Lilgan. Mungkin kita udah sempat bahas itu juga di awal ya, Cipi. Untuk winning condition dari arah Kyoshi adalah main split push, Cipi.
Setuju sih, dan itu dia power dari battle, adanya penyesuaian dari battlefield adjustment ya. Lord pertama memberikan impact yang besar banget dari RRQ, tapi di tantangan selanjutnya di mana Lord kedua nggak mau ditinggal diamkan gitu saja oleh tim Lilgan.
Buset,
Mereka udah melakukan
buset,
setup, bahkan
set.
Detonus Welcome-nya
Dapet
pernah
dong,
mengeluarkan
Irat,
rasa
Irat,
top
Irat.
line, dan bahkan
Irat,
coba difollow
woi.
lagi dengan adanya damage
Siapa yang dapet?
tambahan. Diikat
Nice,
dengan
nice
biasa
banget,
berbahaya
Irat.
lagi.
Retrimu
Ratu
luar
Bush
biasa.
dari sosok Irat mampu
Kita
untuk
lihat
membuat
RRQ
karya
mengamuk,
satu,
semuanya
kembali
rata.
mereka
Ini
membawa
dia
karya
the true
satu
power of
lain
RRQ
bahkan,
late
dan
game.
gak cukup satu, dua lainnya pun harus tumbang dari tim Lilgan.
Wah, FIFA RRQ mulai berkumandang karena mereka berhasil mendapatkan Lord yang kedua dan bahkan bisa mendapatkan 3 player. Waduh, itu Astral Spear yang ditembakkan dari Okta udah cukup untuk membuat Forbit harus mengisi lagi darahnya, harus menyembuhkan luka-lukanya. Dilihat bagaimana 1v1 situation antara Skylar dan juga
1v1
Bebex. Ternyata
situation.
Bebex masih punya damage yang mumpuni sehingga membuat dari Skylar harus kabur dengan battle mirror image
Itu Bebex-nya pakai
menyala
carry tank-nya.
RRQ ya, di menit 13.
Itemnya
Lord
tadi
kedua,
Endless
satu
Battle, Thunderbolt,
base
Brute
RRQ
Force.
udah berhasil dihancurin, dan bahkan mereka berhasil menghancurkan dan memporak-porandakan UB strat yang dibawa oleh tim Lilgan. Ini akan jadi salah satu kendala yang pasti karena lihat
Yaudah, nanti
impact
game
stick
2,
ini
game
udah
2.
mulai dipersiapkan oleh
Game 2
teman-teman
Inggris.
dari RRQ yang udah berada di posisi di atas
kita lihat
angin
Brusco
ya, terkait
mencari
item yang jahat
ancang-ancang.
pun udah ada di kantong dari
Sebenarnya
Skylar.
nih Brusco
Udah
nendang
beberapa
Barats
kali
juga
nggak
oke sih
tersentuh
kayaknya
sebelum
kalau
dia.
Barats offside ya. Kayaknya
Untung
ya.
Skylar masih bisa kabur loh dengan battle mirror image tadi. Terkena impact dari Forbit juga udah lumayan besar. Dan sekarang Lord yang kedua berhasil untuk diruntuhkan oleh teman-teman dari tim Lilgan. Tapi
Season 13 tim jagoan lu siapa
Beastars
Max?
di arah top
Oh,
yang
Nick sih tetep sih. Oh ya ampun.
di arah bottom lane nggak bisa diselamatkan kembali. Membuat dari super minion di arah top lane.
Ini Indo ngelek-ngelek sih. Sorry ya, gue
Yeah,
skip
you are
lagi
gonna
Indo
go
ya.
ahead and see,
Ngelek-ngelek,
RQ Hoshi
bener.
versus Team Logan
Nggak
so
bisa sih,
far.
kita abis ini
Working
jangan
in
Indo
RQ
lagi guys,
Hoshi's
ngelek-ngelek.
favor. A lot of the items are showcasing on the board so far. Anti-heal
Iya,
picked
Inggris,
up
Inggris.
from the Navaria, trying to find a way to counter this
Oke.
Estes. You are looking at choking
Bennett-nya
up
full
the dominance
damage,
ice.
bener-bener
Everybody
full
has
damage.
some
Nggak ada
anti-heal
item
for the
tank
most
satupun
part.
guys, menarik.
And doing a really good
Menarik
job on their
banget ini.
itemization.
Seven
Team
Seas si
Logan
Albert.
doesn't really have too many chances
Malefic,
to be able to hold them
Endless,
off. They're gonna
sama dia mau
definitely
apa
have
itu,
to
BOD
try and
ini?
fight for this next neutral objective, because if RQ
Emang
Hoshi can't take
begini
this
ya
Endless
guys sekarang
Lord,
Bennett ya?
could be a possible game
Apa
ender.
gue udah ketinggalan meta banget ini?
I don't know. Yeah, but it's
Full
going
damage
to be
banget.
really hard to come back for Team Lilgan from here because, like, you know, every fight Claude
full damage
has
banget ini.
this ability to like ult in the late stages of the fight, which you don't want to be happening every single time because like Benedetta starts for damaging
Easy
people,
juga begitu.
Navaria
Woi,
damaging
silang,
people, and
hati-hati
only
silang.
then Cloud is jumping in to like kind of finish all of them off.
Harus
You
full
don't
damage
wanna
soalnya
see
bercepat
there
Estes.
this because it's
Okay.
pretty hard to defend.
Oke, Novarianya udah nyebelin. Late
Yeah,
game
you
guys,
are going to
ingat.
go ahead and see both teams getting ready for this next neutral objective. Luminous Lord will spawn in the next 4 seconds.
In the next
And we
4
were able to see
seconds.
RQ Hoshi for the most part take this with little to no problem. Able to win these 5v5 engagements, but it looks like Team Logan is going to try and contest this.
Ini
They
Vexana
know
kelihatan
everything
dikit
is
sih,
on the
digas
line
sama
right
Bennett,
here, and
mati
they
sih guys di
need
tempat.
this objective in order to turn this game on the backside.
Ini lihat Vexana nggak bisa keluar nih, Vexana nih.
Third Lord is
Vexana
going
nggak bisa
in.
keluar.
It's not like
Ayo.
Luminous Lord, like
Ya
level
ampun,
3
Karim.
Lord. Oh, and again Flicker and
Hampir
the way
mati
of
nih
the
Bennett.
dragon used on the
Aduh,
CC.
kalinya sih.
Immediately Vengeance popped out and going
Bennettnya bisa
back
end nggak?
to disengage.
Bennettnya bisa end nggak nih? Lihat,
Yeah,
lihat,
a little
lihat,
bit of
banana,
disengage.
banana.
RQ Hoshi,
Banana
Team
sayang,
Logan
banana sayang.
getting ready for this
Ah,
battle.
Bennett,
50%
pusing nggak lu?
HP
Pusing nggak lu
for
Vexana?
the
Harus
Lord.
balik.
But on the top side, Benedetta doing a real good job of splitting these lanes. It's going to force them to push off. You're going to see
Bennett-nya.
Vexana go back to try and clear
Oh,
these
Vexananya
minions,
nggak
which
ada
will
nih.
open up the opportunity
Diajak
in terms
perang,
of
diajak
numbers
perang.
for
Pasti
RQ
diajak
Hoshi,
perang.
as the Lord is very low.
Nah.
Zara
Ya
maybe able to get
ampun,
the
yang dapat
retribution.
Barats dong.
Able to take it for Team
Aduh, hoki banget
Logan.
anjing Baratsnya.
First Lord of the day for them. And mortality has been proc. Blazing Duet from Skylar
Waduh.
into Zara, into the full 5-man team of Team
Waduh,
Logan.
bahaya.
Octa
Anjing,
able to
Bennett
take
ya?
down Zara. One minute
Anjing,
before,
keren
let's
banget.
find a blow going down.
Sakit banget ya. Ya
Gonna
sakit
save
sih
for
full
the
damage.
Huge play.
Okta. Dapat dong.
What a turnaround, Team Logan.
Aduh, yang dapat lornya si tim Lilgun
such a
ini.
good fight, but I guess like RQ Hoshi should went for the kills, I think, and super good. Like Benedetta went for like 2 people at the
Bennett
end,
item
but
gitu
didn't
karena
quite
musuhnya
finish
Max.
them off, and just
kan
safely went back because there's a
Oh,
lord to
iya,
death
Cici-
on top of
Cici
that.
ini ya, true damage
Just
ya.
look at that
Oke,
freeze from
saya
the
catat,
Estes,
Bang.
completely dodging all of the damage from the Claude, make him survive of this. I wonder if Claude built
Cowoknya lihat.
anti-heal
Bisa
here.
combo nggak nih? Skillar.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm wondering as well. As you are going to go
Clear
ahead and
dulu
see
sih lordnya sih.
a possible siege for the base, the turnaround from Team Logan, a love set
Dapat.
on the way.
Ini
But you are
satu
gonna see
turret aja
Astro
nggak
go
dapat nih.
out.
Nice,
They are going to
nice banget
disengage, not going to go
defense-nya.
in for that inhibitor turret, but now this is an even
Bennettnya
game.
juga full damage, jadi
Anybody
kalau dia
can
split
take
lebih
this
bisa
match.
cepat end game-nya guys.
Yeah, that's
Lebih-
Lord.
lebih cepat
like
clear
they
turretnya.
always going for this 50-50 Lord. I don't know. Why don't just they fight on the full
Max,
HP
kira-kira
kinda
Bennett lu pakai
trying
BOD
to get
cocok nggak?
1-2
Nanti kita
person
cobain
and
lah.
then kinda
Kalau
bait
kita
Lord and
streaming ML
attack
kita cobain build-nya si
the team
Banana.
instead of going of this like
Full damage.
50-50 retribution every time.
Yeah, you know, but they do have the Benedetta for, and like I said, they have a lot of mobility for the side of RQ Host. She's a can split push. It was the right idea, but they were not able to get Zara away from that Lord. We talked about his sustainability, especially running this Barats. You're looking at him very heavy with the Guardian Helmet, the Anti-Cuirass, the Athena Shield, and the Dominant Sides to be able to protect himself. And then Estes, to keep him alive, has those additional healing effects from the Flask of Oasis.
Bennett Quantum
to
Charge
top
buat
that
apa
off,
Max
and
ya? Biar
it has
movement
been a
speed.
problem. I mean, they don't really have anybody to kind of push him back. They have Irad.
Itemnya nggak ada yang
on this,
terlalu beda
Fredrin
ya,
to be able
kecuali
to get the
Benedetta
knockup
ya.
And an energy eruption for a possible stun.
Paling
But
Kari, oh Kari juga
Zara
sih
pretty
Kari.
much has free range when it comes to
Wih,
kind
sakit
of
banget
being
itu, gila
that
Claudenya
bully
nih.
inside of these neutral zones.
Udah mau mati tuh, STS itu.
Yeah, it's working out, but
Oke,
what
40 detik.
you can see like
Late game kayak gini RRQ enak
classics-
ya, bisa
the
split ada Bennett, ada
classics
Claude.
is
Sedangkan
like,
Lilgun
the
pasti
pop
ketinggalan
train
step terus guys. Mereka
strategy
mainnya
versus split push strategy. Like these are the classics of the all MOBA, I guess. The pop train versus the split push.
masalahnya Lilgun 5-5-nya tank semua, Vexananya juga semi. Max, gue udah gym berkat motivate lu dari 78 ke 70 kelas, Bang, kasih tahu.
This is officially
kasih
the
tahu.
late game. This is longer than what we
Apa mau
typically
gue
see
bikin
even
video
on the
gym
North
lagi?
American scene. Most of our matches are like 14, 15 minutes, with some of the long ones going past the 20-minute mark. Everybody full game build with that late damage. RQ Hoshi, Team Logun. Both of these teams need this match. This is a best of 3. And this will definitely give them a
Bennettnya
huge
split.
advantage for a
Oke,
possible
kalau dia ikut
sweep
team fight.
as the Luminous Lord
Emang harus
spawns
kayak gini
in.
sih.
Yeah, I agree
Bisa
with
nggak ya?
this one. And
Vexananya
I kinda
kelihatan langsung
thinking
dibunuh
that,
gitu ya.
Fredrin
Ulti
is
Petri
not
langsung mati sih
feel
harusnya sih.
Very good in the
Full
RQ
damage soalnya kan,
Hoshi team
Bennettnya
composition.
kan.
What do you think about it?
Ulti Petri skill 1 mati sih.
Yeah,
Gua
I think
feeling
the
gue Vexananya nih.
composition is definitely
Kalau
interesting.
mau.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of working out for both sides, though.
Tapi
Like I
dia
said, it's
flicker.
not really a one-sided story. I would have expected the Barats to have had a little bit more pressure in the early phase, but it looks like RQ Hoshi was able to make up with
Itu Lordnya aja
their
di
macro
clear
and
cepet banget.
micro.
Nah, kelihatan 2 nih.
With the Lord spawned in though, 50%
Kelihatan dua,
HP,
kelihatan dua,
you
kelihatan
are
dua.
going to see Irad pulling the aggro. Some good split pushing
Santai.
from Genesante though on the bot side, running this Benedetta. You see him kind of
Aduh, sekarang Lordnya nggak bisa dibawa ke kiri banget ya.
waiting for the opportunity to
Kayaknya,
kind of split
iya.
this lane and maybe an actual backdoor play.
Ah, Lordnya
if,
maksimal
Team
cuma
Logan
sampai situ
is not
doang.
careful.
Setahu gue ada
The Benedetta
ada
might
nerfnya
go for
juga.
the throw. No. It's just a bait. She's just waiting. And yeah, RQ Hoshi are doing the absolutely right thing because you don't want to engage 5 versus 5 like straight up bold fight.
Sumpah ini
You
Cloud
want
sama
to,
Bennett
like,
nyebelin banget coy.
Split
Cloud
them
sama
up
Bennett
a little
nyebelin
bit
banget.
to make this like quick attack with the Chu and the flicker, or Benedetta elect the final blow with Petrify.
Yeah, with the
Brusko.
floor spawned in.
Brusko
again,
dapat Vexana.
pulling the aggro, trying to bait Team Logan to take this engagement. A little bit of a knock up. Those
sakit
are
banget,
taking
anjing.
the fight. Very
Buset
low, though.
Baratsnya.
Massive damage
2
to Skylar,
detik
taken down.
mati,
Big
gua bilang
play,
bener.
as they won't have the retribution to be able to
Itu
contest
damage
this
apaan,
Lord.
Cok?
RQ Hoshi
Cloud
though
itu.
may go in for the fight, but
Zaman
look at
dulu nggak begitu amat
on
damage-nya.
the base. May go for the back door. Skylight trying to hold him from getting back,
anjing,
not gonna allow nobody to recall.
Oh, GG
Benedetta
sih, menang.
now
Benedetta
on the
udah
base, Crystal dealing some massive damage.
Benedetta.
15%,
Nice!
5.
Game 1 dimenangkan oleh RRQ Hoshi.
Game 1 in our best of 3, one step closer to making it out of the group stage.
Oh man, this is experience. This is
Upload.
experience.
Upload.
Like what can I say? This is just an experienced game, because I think the mistake on the team Lilgan was that they should have so much more with the Estes and Barat's combo early game, like level 4 plus. They should force
main. Langsung gua cobain Bennett.
So much more aggressively, and take all first turrets and go on to take in second turrets. Just like I said, like if they want to like 6 to 8 minutes into the game have
langsung gua cobain ya Bennett-nya ya.
But more importantly, map control,
Sayang.
and what you wanna hold Hoshi at the base and trying to pressure this third tower, and that's how you win with Barat. You can't just like casually walk in like this. Okay, will a little bit damage of tower here, a little bit damage tower there. No, you need to rush. Because late game.
Yang mana nggak ada? Kita masuk Discord Isan dulu.
Rotating around, getting that backdoor play. We were kind of watching him oftentimes just hiding in that purple buff bush and waiting for the opportunity to force somebody to split off these lords. And when they didn't split, hey, he just went straight to the heart of the game, shut down that base crystal. Now, not the easiest thing to pull off. You usually see a marksman kind of go for the backdoor play. But we talked about the mobility that he provided to the team with the Benedetta, and that's something I really see in NA be kind of slotted in. And it's interesting seeing as meta's shifting in Indonesia.
Agak muncul ya
webcam. Woi brother, join Discord ya.
Join.
Buset,
ajak Mas Ade, ajak aja sini.
Gile.
Buset, dah beda lagi aja tuh rambut lu.
Enggak ini.
Mas Ade emang mau dia streamer solo nggak sih?
Gimana nih Ararki?
Biasanya yang ngomong tuh.
Gue udah nggak terlalu ngikutin sih guys, tapi intinya jago dah. Piala Ciki. Masa Piala Ciki 20 miliar guys?
Judul konten lu apaan nih?
Hah?
Judul konten lu apaan, Mac?
Wah, gue terserah editor gue dah sekarang udah pusing gue milih judul mulu. Capek.
Gue panutan judul lu.
Ini siapa ya ini yang sebelah kanan ya? Bukan kayak suara Jos?
Bukan, Zerul itu.
XRR.
Oh.
Zerul sleeper tau gak lu?
RRQ sleeper. Kang tidur.
Link DC mana bro?
Paling
share dong admin link DC gua.
Paling final dong. Onyx Bren. Tapi katanya ini emang masih Onyx sih guys. Katanya si Gustian ya. Onyx.
Terigo kuat Air. Ada nggak info ya?
Info menarik.
Onyx. Tetap Onyx katanya.
Iya.
Iya, yang paling kuat.
Dewa cok kuat.
Masih sama. Gak ada yang bisa ngalahin ya. Masa Evos nggak bisa sih guys. Udah ada player PH.
Apa anjing gak ada cok?
Lah Super Red.
Oh iya.
Ada dong
Super Red sama si Theo. Coach Theo.
Itu mid lanersnya jago nih Evos. Warlock.
Isan
warga lokal.
Oh Warlock Homebois.
Gue kira lu ngomong Warlock tadi.
Emang Warlock gak sih dia ngomongnya?
Ya Warlock, gue bilang Warlock anjing.
Warga lokal.
Iya Kari sekarang udah build tank begini guys. Barats juga udah bisa ini udah kayak mobil.
Chat yang tadi tolosan iya cok.
Lu apa? Ini abis ini udah? Atau lanjut ini lagi Onyx nanti?
Onyx masih lama.
Iya.
Onyx katanya besok.
Kenapa jam 12 ya guys ya? Aduh.
Diundur jadi besok.
Hah? Masa?
Iya.
Iya jadi jam 1 besok kan udah ganti tanggal.
Anjing.
Bang masih ada ya Fosfem? Tahu udah coba tanya dah.
Ayo guys, masih ada nggak Evos Fam nih? Aduh, ini kita mantan Evos nih semua nih.
Gue berhenti cok jadi Evos Fam, malu gue denger lagunya.
Malu denger lagunya. Kan lagunya kan menggambarkan kegembiraan dan keceriaan. Cocok banget buat gantiin Cocomelon.
MPL season 13 bakal juara satunya Onyx, juara 2 BTR, 3 AMX. Tahu banget lu ya, Bang.
Udah announce semua kan roster?
Udah. BTR cuman ganti MM doang gak sih? Filipina.
Oh, Dewa belum announce, Cok.
Dewa udah. Dewa belum, Neng.
Belum. Orang
Buset.
temen gue belum di announce.
Temen gua.
Dewa ada player baru gak sih, guys? Harusnya ada lah, banyak duit kan.
Emang
Ya,
udah
tinggal
balik
Dewa doang.
emang temen lu itu udah balik yang kalau menang mau nikah?
Oh, Cok.
Hah?
Anjing.
Si Wan, katanya dia pengen balik kan?
Oh. Tahu gak?
Owan pengen balik pro player, Jos.
Iya. Jos tanyain Max, lusa kemarin ngapain di pick sama Cilip mantannya Abi?
Hah?
Iya kah?
Mana ada anjing?
Nggak ada anjing. Nggak ada, Benny lu salah lihat kali.
Bang Sin takut join sini. Jangan, Cok.
Gak jelas banget turnamennya, Mac. Gak jelas kenapa. Tapi ini ya turnamen 20 miliar tapi casternya belakangnya tempat
Iya
tidur
kan?
aja.
Lah, yang
Kenapa nggak
kemarin
offline aja sih gitu casternya?
Iya 20 miliar loh, Jos. Budgetnya
Kemarin
masih ada
aja.
dong.
Kemarin aja Dotanya ya, Dotanya lu bayangin yang nonton streamnya cuman berapa, Cok? 1.000 kali.
Segede ML nggak apa juaranya? Pasti lebih gede kan?
Sama.
Oh sama.
Sama.
Apa karena terlalu banyak duit di prize poolnya ya sampai nggak bisa ini ya?
Itu 20 miliar itu ML doang apa semua game?
ML.
ML doang.
Gila kan?
Dota juga segitu, sejuta.
Juara satu
Juara
gue
satunya
udah.
berapa, Cok, anjing?
Juara satu 1 miliar lebih seorang gue udah hitung.
Iya, 350.000 kan.
Kan 20 M. Paling juara satu tuh 9 M lah. Dipotong-potong.
Malakau kan satu juta USD kan dibagi-bagi.
Oh iya.
Juara satu cuma 3,5.
Enggak, kan 20 M prize pool kan, Jos?
Ya.
Maksud gue juara satu timnya dapat 9 M, ya dong. Setengahnya setengah kurang dikit. Terus kan dibagi sama coach dan lain-lain sama potong tim ya, seorang se-M lebih lah.
Iya.
Gak ada dulu gitu, guys. Gue paling gede dulu MSC 200 jutaan, Bang.
Gak nyampe anjing. Emang iya lu.
Gak nyampe. MSC lebih kecil daripada MPL kali.
Lah, zaman gue nyampe, Cok. 100-an 200-an lah.
100-an.
Ya, 100-an lah. 150 lebih lah.
Lah nanti
90,
MSC berapa tuh sekarang? 2 juta anjing.
MSC yang sekarang sih anjing gede banget, Cok.
2 juta tuh.
Karena di Arab, Cok. Sumpah Arab nih. Ngeri banget anjing.
Iya. Zaman-zaman kita main gak ada Arab, guys. Aduh. Gak apa-apa lah.
Kurang lama bertahannya.
Lu udah gak pernah live lagi, Mac. Ini live, bro.
WSL-nya aja hadiahnya sampai MM-an itu yang di Arab. Ya nggak sih?
Gak tahu gue, Jos, WSL.
Sponsornya siapa sih itu Arabnya?
Bahkan
Siapa ya?
ada.
Gamers 8.
Ada.
Apaan? Al-Nasr.
Yang Arab.
Apanya?
Sponsor Arab. Max
Adalah.
Drian, Drian farewell dari Onyx-nya Max. Iya, farewell. Gak tahu kemana dia. Harusnya kalau lihat dari personalitasnya harusnya masih main sih.
Gak ada niatan balik MC dulu loh, mager. Bukan gak ada niatan balik, guys, mager. Satu alasannya mager.
Oh salah, Cok. MSC ini 3 juta anjir.
3 juta berapa? 60
Price
M?
pool-nya.
3 juta dolar?
Iya, 3 juta dolar. 50 lah.
50 M?
Iya.
Hah? Wah. Seorang dapat 3 M itu anjing.
Makainan. Yang momennya 500.000.
Iri guys, iri nih.
Yang momennya 500.000 dolar, gila.
Iya, sekali menang pensiun. Nggak juga sih.
Enggak lah, nunggu lagi lah next year ya. Ngapa?
Emang menurut lu
Gila ya.
Lagi nih orang anjing.
Apa?
Menurut lo emang next year masih sama? $3 juta terus-terusan?
Terus-terusan lah, malah bisa makin naik.
Oh, ini udah saatnya balik,
M-Series-nya aja nurun, Jos.
Hah?
M-Series nurun karena nggak diharap.
Telur dadarnya habisan. Telur dadarnya habis.
M-Series nanti berapa sih? M6 ya?
Oh, M-Series nggak disponsorin Arab, makanya nggak gede duitnya, Jos.
Nanti telur atau
Tetap aja $1 juta pasti.
Atau rendang.
900.000 gitu, nggak mungkin turun, Cok.
Max Isan pasti tahu Dren ke tim mana. Pasti tahu lah dia.
Iya, Mak.
Mana?
Orang lagi tidur.
Rian ke udah kelihatan lah anjing yang belum announce siapa kocak.
Emang satu tim doang yang belum announce? Emang iya.
Dewa.
Dicoriin juga bisa cok itu.
Max balik prosin kayaknya nggak mungkin deh sih guys. Tapi ya
udah nggak mungkin.
Hadiahnya sih menggiurkan ya, tapi skillnya sih nggak bisa.
Udah sadar diri lu, Max.
Iya.
Ada faktor mager juga ya.
Gas aja gak sih? Nggak ada mager kalau lihat hadiah segitu mah sebenarnya.
Iya, siapa yang mageran? Udah lah, gue harus berhenti bacot-bacot masih bisa prosin. Udah harus berhenti guys ya. Tahu umur.
Baik, gak ada anjing.
Dewa Drian.
Tapi emang umur ngaruh ya Mobile Legends? Menurut gue sih kagak ngaruh sih.
Itu cuman jadi alasan doang coba buat kita-kita. Alasan doang, Jos, alasan.
Tai, umur kagak ngaruh anjing.
Jos Mac, gatal nggak
Kecuali
kayak gitu? Gatal nggak Jos?
Kagak. Gatal kalau ada cewek cakep lewat.
Anjing. Max, kenapa acaranya nggak hari libur aja?
Nggak ikut.
Nggak tahu juga gua.
Alasan
finalnya
paling masih muda malas. Ya gue sekarang udah nggak mau bacot lagi cok, umur tua. Malas guys, gue jujur aja gue malas.
Di sana tuh jam berapa ya di Rusia? Lebih lama lebih ini. Kayak di sana hari Minggu sih guys.
Sama kayak Makassar.
Kontol.
Sama kayak Makassar.
Sama kayak Makassar.
Makanya Bekasi anjing.
Time zone-nya.
Serius, Bex. Lu lihat aja.
Nah itu bapak gue juga tahu, nggak mungkin.
Sama kayak Makassar anjing.
Lebih lama. Beda 4 jam Max. Sana jam 2 siang berarti ya. Jam 2 siang.
Tak ketawa mulu anjing. Nanti baru.
Mengenang, nyet.
Woi, thank you Alray.
50.000 dari Elray. Pesan, Max
apply visa ke Jepang ribet nggak? Apa aja syaratnya? Nggak ribet, lu tinggal apply online 3 hari dapat Bang Elray, sumpah. Thank you donate-nya.
Emang iya Max, lu nggak pakai orang dalam gitu Max?
Kagak lah kan, lu tinggal online aja di website 3 hari dapat.
Nah, ini aneh nih. Bos Brands anjing.
Evos Gloria namanya, Evos Glory. Kenapa sih diganti-ganti sih? Kesel gua. Udah bagus namanya Evos ini, Evos.
Daf.
Udah dah, ya dah. Evos apa ya? Gue jadi lupa lagi.
Jos nonton di Indo aja gak sih Jos?
Evos Legend.
Mau gak?
Indo emang udah draft.
Indo ngelek-ngeleksan, gue udah coba.
Oh yaudah.
Last match with the bands in terms of RQ Hoshi, actually exact same for both sides. So possibly a Minotaur band may be on the way. It's probably a comfort band that they know Team Logan likes to run. So
thank you someone
50.000 dari someone. Pesan gua ada foto Max bawa cewek ke H Sabtu kemarin.
Nolan masih di band Nolan ya.
Kan apa namanya itu?
Apa tuh yang nagih?
Especially with
Milan juara.
that it was providing and also the massive damage output.
Dikirimin gua Milan juara.
From that slow CC.
Mau yang pedesan.
Jumping into this,
ada pangsitnya enak banget ya.
Kirimin lah.
Ya lagi habis, gue lagi restock.
And the green
aku keras kamarnya.
Pangsit goreng San, pangsit goreng atau pangsit ini?
Oh itu yang best seller ya tuh.
Catat guys, restock gue dikirimin ntar 5 biji.
for a reason, and Ruby being picked like, yeah, well, let's see.
Streamer magang gini kan nggak siapin setup stream, udah siap. Ini udah lama nggak di stream aja, coy, jadi lupa.
Drafted on the first pick and being banned.
Ayo bantu analis, gue udah nggak ngerti ini analisnya.
I like the Ruby too, honestly.
Ruby ya, anjing Ruby apa ini first pick tadi?
It's been having such a strong impact. You
Rom
can flex
paling.
it to the XP, you can flex it to the roam position.
Semeta
And it
itu
does
kah
just
Ruby
as
kah?
well in both. But again, if they run that heavy mobility composition,
Meta sih Ruby
has
itemnya sekarang bagus dia.
Dua-duanya
Warnya.
cuman pangsit lebih jualnya. Gak tahu banyak banget yang repeat order pangsit.
Mau.
Lagi habis. Restock dulu.
Basreng.
Oh lu Jos.
Basreng boleh basreng.
Gua pangsit.
Gua kirimin lantar dua-duanya.
Boleh.
Gua mana ya?
No, I don't think they. But I don't
biasa
know.
berapa
I don't know.
kali
Maybe.
seminggu,
I
tiap
feel like
hari
even
biar bisa
Farmis
kayak Jos
would
gua
be so
badannya.
much better the last game.
Gua udah berhenti Yur.
Apa nge-gym?
But about Ruby,
Anjing.
kind of
Kemarin
gua baru berhenti 3 hari sih.
Kemarin tuh gua nge-gym tuh seneng juga San, karena kan mau diajak apa yang tinju-tinju di ini kan, HW kan.
Oh iya itu nggak jadi loh.
Nggak jadi anjing, tapi jangan ngomong sini. Bayarannya anjing.
Dapat anjing bayarannya.
Bayarannya banyak, cuman maksudnya bayarannya oke, tapi lawannya berat anjing.
Nah, emangnya lu ngelawan buat apa?
Katakan lu dipukulin doang Yur kalau gitu.
Tetep aja anjing, lu mau dipukulin
doang.
Nggak paling jeleknya kalau lu jangka panjang di boxing kayak track record lu udah bekas kalah udah gitu aja.
Udah ada kalahnya sekali gitu ya.
Iya nggak bisa kayak Rian Garcia lu.
But it just didn't really work out the way they kind of planned it to, and it looks like
Tapi
they're
sebenarnya
more aggressive now.
boxing gitu mental coy yang main. Iya, lu kalau lu panikan nafas lu boros, udah jadi samsak udah.
Intinya napas aja
Lu
sih.
kan kalistenik Jos, harusnya lu kuat Jos boxing.
Yeah,
Tetap harus latihan kardionya.
I don't know.
Harus lari terus itu.
We saw this hero a lot, like you know.
Lilia Martis.
Seminggu udah harus dapat 50 kilo kali.
Max lawan siapa kemarin tuh tawarinnya? Oh ini lawan KJ guys.
Itu gigi gue hilang 1, hilang 2 tuh nggak tahu tuh kayak gitu.
Langsung oleng anjing itu kalau kayak gitu.
Langsung gigi atas hilang 2.
Kalau lawan kayak gituan sih di belakang gue bilang dulu Bang, jangan serius-serius ya Bang ya. Jujur-jujuran aja guys.
I want to see how RQ Hoshi is going to use the Kaja because it seems like they're using heroes to their maximum potential.
Nggak mungkin lah disuruh gituan anjing.
Yeah, speaking of maximum potential,
Ini Kari, ya Kari meta juga sih. Siapa sih yang bikin Kari full tank gini sih? Siapa Jos?
Kolan Satria Kentir mau liur.
Hah?
Berlalu begitu aja.
Kolan Satria Kentir mau lu?
Mau lah kurus gitu badannya anjing. Gue pukul sekali hilang. Lah, jujur aja anjing.
And on the red side for today's draft. Now, there's still a couple of bands on the table. Looking at Team Logan.
Venue-nya di mana Max? Gue nggak tahu juga sih. Di Rusia intinya.
Either way, they can decide if they want to run a support, they can to match up, especially against the heals that the Fairness is in the Nether Realm.
King Zarif. Lu nyenggol King Zarif, San. Berani.
Banned out, so and there's no Minotaur actually banned out this time.
Tuh masih di ban Lapu guys.
Gue jadi pengen nge-gym dah. Hari ini gue nge-gym nih gara-gara ke Jawa cok.
Alasan.
Kemarin gue lihat-lihat lu ke CP.
Like I don't know.
Kemarin gue ke Surabaya Yur.
Lah, emang nggak bisa nge-gym di hotel, nggak bisa nge-gym di hotel.
Kan gue di rumah nenek gue malah nge-gym cok.
Oh ya di rumah nenek. Boleh lah alasan kalau gitu lah.
Lu ke rumah nenek ngapain lu? Ini nyawin.
Kagak, kangen nenek aja Jos. Tapi kalau King Jarib di rumah nenek tetap ini cok, workout aja.
Season ngeliatin, gue juga ngeliatin TikToknya sih. Di rumah neneknya kan.
Udah.
Panutan banget kan itu.
Panutan.
Angkat kelapa sawit.
Push up.
The Natan could be a viable option. The Bruno, the
Fan King Zarif semua nih di sini guys.
Still some strong picks to be able to be slotted.
Emang lu nggak ngefans lu pengen nyenggol emang?
Enggak lah, gue ngefans juga dong.
That suppression.
Jos tolong tanyain Isan pakai headset apaan? Moondrop pakai headset apa lu San?
Moondrop Blessing 3.
Moondrop Blessing 3 tuh.
Lu cocok mukbang.
Kemarin
gua ada mukbang cuman udah nggak kuat banyak guys.
Lu pasti sayang badan lu kan?
Iya.
Jujur aja lu.
Iya sayang badan cuman nggak.
Tapi emang lambung udah mengecil sih.
Lambung
sekarang
mengecil.
makan juga nggak bisa banyak.
Kemarin gua ada ini apa canceler disuruh makan mie 7 gua cuma kuat 5 doang 4. Sebelumnya gua bisa 8 mie anjing. Udah nggak bisa guys. Sebelumnya 8 mie bro. Sekarang bisa 5 doang.
8 mie.
Gua masih bisa makan banyak tapi kayak udah capek ngunyah gitu loh.
Should be not treated this
Sama
way
udah kenyang.
because if
Cepat
it's
kenyang
like
anjing sekarang.
fix it.
Gua nggak apa-apa lah korbanin mukbang guys buat dapetin badan bagus.
Lu biar apa nih badan bagus ya?
Biar ganteng. Isan aja udah dapet cewek spek Korea, Meg. Iya lo Isan lo, cepet banget ya dia ya. Memang panutan.
Enak gitu kalau jadi ganteng, lu mending jadi ganteng.
Masalahnya tuh kalau 1 Januari tuh live-nya Sigma.
Ini ada tamu.
Ini Sigma.
Katanya ada yang lihat lu di ads kemarin.
Nggak ada.
Sama cewek. Bohong dia berarti ya?
Iya bohong. Ini Tamus
50.000 cowok.
Wah, Ira pakai Lancelot.
Ini Tamus buat apa ini? Apa sih?
Nggak tahu namanya juga Lil Gun.
Wah, ada Lancelot nih.
Tamus guys.
Bagus Yur. Tujuan lu jadi ganteng bagus Yur. Gue setuju Yur.
Yoi. Biar kayak Josh gue bilang glow up.
Nggak. Soalnya Errol kemarin ngechat cewek di WhatsApp. Nggak dibuka chatnya sama ceweknya. Tapi ceweknya ketemu yang ganteng dibuka celananya, ngerti nggak lu?
Anjing.
Jadi tujuan lu nggak salah kan?
Gue gak ada pernah pengalaman kayak gitu ya kontol.
Story dibuat-buat.
Buka celananya.
Itu quote TikTok San. Ganteng dikit celananya dibuka. Itu. Bukan gua. Tahu gua jelek. Tapi gak kayak gitu nyet.
Isandro,
kok malu-malu gitu sih lu?
Gue gak malu-malu nyet lu ngomong kayak gitu.
Ntar jadi malu dia. Jadi malu dia San lu ngomong kayak gitu.
Enggak sebenarnya gue gak apa-apa digituin. Tapi gak digituin Jos.
Malu-malu itu gak?
Oke guys, game terakhir. Langsung saja.
Makan semua.
Makan. Apa makan basreng lu?
Agak nasi padang. Lapar tuh. Belum makan anjing dari tadi.
Oke, Tamus lawan Cici.
Bahagia cok Cici lawan Tamus.
Lah, bahagia ya?
Bahagia lah.
Tamus harusnya di picknya buat counter pick guys. Nggak tahu juga gua.
Bukan counter pick. The team play cok. Kemarin si Bren make itu udah gila banget.
Ini mati sini kali ya.
Flicker. Oh udah flicker cok.
Buset Martisnya.
Wah lawe Kapten Levi ini bos.
Flickernya telat si Brusker.
Bagus sih skinnya ini.
Iya cok, jadi langsing Martisnya.
Iya anjing.
Jadi ngeliatnya tuh nggak ketahuan kalau nih hero damage-nya gede gitu. Wah kenapa tuh Ira? Wah lawe. Diambil hijau-hijaunya ya.
Kalah banget early game-nya woy. Iya sih, namanya juga Tamus Martis ya kan. Lilia anjing.
Ngerti juga nih Lil Gun ngasih pressure.
Iya bang. Mungkin untuk privasi dia bang, jadi dia nggak mau ini ya. Jangan ya.
Dapat skiller. Kok sekarang dapat kayak gituan nggak ada di atas kepalanya guys?
Dan tahu bang siapa bang ceweknya bang, tahu nggak bang?
Enggak langsung dapat mentahannya langsung 37.
Oh, tapi udah di atas kepalanya udah nggak ada ininya ya?
Nggak ada per menit. Sekarang tuh pokoknya kalau God Lane yang sapnya Kelomang, wah itu enak banget anjir dapat ini, gampang.
Dari dulu ya Jos ya?
Iya. Wah, early game-nya digoreng gini nih.
Nggak bisa, cowok ini Tamus Lilia anjing, kalian bayangin aja. Dari zaman jebot juga emang udah begini.
Sampai Just Only bikin konten ya dibantai tamu Max.
Yoi bro.
Ini loh guys hero yang ngebikin aku nggak main.
Itu abis Just Only bikin kayak gitu langsung melayang gue cok.
Melayang.
Langsung udahlah bikin konten sama Just Only aja lah, gak usah turnamen.
Aman dia tahu dia Lancelot dia udah di luar kepala.
Saingan Ararki nih, saingan siapa? Airi nih.
Kinda in a disadvantage here level 5 against almost level.
Wah, habis skill satunya, Cok.
But still trying
Wah, Irat. Baru gua ngomong saing. Ya ampun Irat, enggak jadi deh.
Kalau Lancelot kena Martis, Cok, pas lagi skill 1 kena skill 2-nya
dikali 2 mentok lagi, Jos.
Nice, dapat kill.
Ya ampun, nice, Detik mati.
Detik
berapa?
Gua enggak bisa.
Gua 3-2-2.
Sama, Jos.
Nih, gua telat. Mending lu berdua pause. Gua enggak bisa.
Gua pause.
Udah, detik berapa lu San ngomong?
25, 26.
Oke,
27,
28, 29,
28.
dah. 30, 31, 32, sama nggak?
Sama. Selalu ini beatriknya nih gendong nih.
Snowball.
Martis Snowball Martis Snowball mati sekali aja udah langsung balik gamenya.
Terus-terusan balik.
Look on the farm.
Tapi duitnya beda 1,3K anjing.
Apa Martis sama Lancelot ya? Iya loh. Jauh banget.
Itu bedanya tuh.
Jauh banget tuh duitnya woi. Irat.
There's going to be a deciding
Bakal
factor
lipat
the fight when
nggak apa-apa. Mainin di lane Beatrix aja.
Main di lane buset tamusnya dimainin cok. Yo. Gue kemarin baru beli hero-nya sih guys, emang anjing ini hero.
Bahagia cok Cici lawan si Tamus mah.
Dia kalah sama siapa Jos?
Lawan Dairot kalah tuh kata Isan.
Dairot doang.
Ruby juga kayak enggak ada yang Ruby. Ruby kalah menang ya lupa gue.
Cici.
Hampir lawan semua XP menang tuh hero anjir.
Tapi clear lane-nya lama sih kayaknya gue lihat ya dari tadi ya.
Lama. Paling lama clear lane-nya.
Iya.
Aduh,
mati dong ini dong. Nice dong. Kita
mati ketarik tuh bebeknya.
Mati lu bebek.
Mati.
Nice. Oke, Okta. Santai. Gila Cicinya terlalu
kemenangan, Cok.
Ini Cici haram banget sih.
Main Faramis
bagus loh RRQ dalam kondisi jungler ketekan mereka nggak stuck Cok. Ada gerakan-gerakan ke bebeknya tuh pas banget lagi.
Bebeknya udah mati 2 kali anjing.
Iya.
Bebek. Cici kalah sama Xbox Mac.
Mana ada?
Lancelotnya kesian banget anjing.
Lu akhir-akhirnya udah ketemu John ya?
Apa?
Lu akhir-akhirnya udah ketemu John emang?
Enggak, apa Bejon? Bejor? Enggak ada.
Ada.
Anjing.
Belum ketemu.
Waduh, kena Cok. Scalarnya
sombong lu berdua Bejon.
Hah? Gua belum ketemu Bejon.
Mati ya tanah. Enggak aman.
Ethan
salah orang lu bang, berarti bang, bukan dia bang.
Iya lu. Nudu-nudu mulu gua ketemu Bejon, kemana lagi tadi.
Bukan beda ini beda.
Najis banget damage-nya woi. Ya ampun.
Pas banget larinya di ujung.
Di buff atau gimana ini Martis guys?
Untuk ganyet di baris.
Bukan di buff, snowball. Snowball Martisnya Max.
Cici kalah sama Uranus katanya tuh. Bisa sih kayaknya. Yoyo harusnya kalah sama tari piring guys.
Soalnya dari piring itu tradisional Indonesia.
Yoyo kan dari Jepang ya, dari luar.
As you mentioned, Ixia need to start to play with the gold.
Dari SD sih Max kalau gua Yoyo.
Gue dulu jago sih main Yoyo sih.
Nah goreng Martis gini santai aja Cok, sampai turtle 2 doang guys Martis.
Tamus. Gue jadi Tamus gue majuin.
Iya, lumayan tuh wasting time.
Iya. Enggak, itu satu menang ini masih level segini.
Ada fan gate lagi ya kan?
Yo, aku
tapi iratnya, oh ke biru nih iratnya nih, dapat nih birunya. Nggak ditutup birunya. Wah langsung nggak jadi Cok. Ditutup sama rubinya.
Indo kapan main lagi? Malam guys. Di sini udahan gini ya.
with how much he already has on his plate. Sitting at 57
Homebois sekali ya, ada Udil.
in this game for their jungler. Beatrix right behind him,
kita melihat Udil, Cok.
Itu baru dia udahan.
having a little bit of a harder time getting online, but you are seeing
Wah, kacau.
Lancelotnya nggak dapat biru.
Dapat.
No, he looks like he was able to get it with his retribution
lumayan.
right at the last second.
Salam dari Cilacap, Jawa Tengah.
Ini kuncinya ya guys ya. Narik Martis, Cok. Kaja narik Martis mati udah enak.
Not power.
Masih bisa menang nih RRQ. Standar.
Hero late game ya Cici ya.
Early mid late stabil. Jeleknya kalau di CC, Cok, nggak ngehit anjing kalau di CC.
Ih, Martisnya jahanam banget anjing.
Wah, bahaya dong.
Oh ampun. Zexaura guys. Irat nampaknya terzolimi.
Kelihatan kerja gitu, San.
Pay attention to Irad trying to go in, trying to find a trade. We'll find a turret off screen as well.
That's exactly what they are doing in terms of like aggressive defense. Like, you know, they Team Lilgan killing RQ Hoshi people, but the Lancelot trying to even that out and like split push, defend, don't let them get the objectives because of that kills and yeah, that's.
Ini Bang Justar open mabar nggak? Lihat nanti ya.
Lemparin duit ya San, lemparin duit.
Lihat nanti.
Lu jijik gak kalau dipanggil Kokomek?
Itu cuma nama panggung doang gua kalau di YouTube.
With a 6 kill lead and also up by 5,000 gold as this Lord spawns in. So far we haven't been able to see Team RQ Hoshi be able to take any of these neutral objectives. Team Lilgan getting everything they came for.
Dua game aja nggak sih guys? Biar RRQ ini 2-0.
Sumpah ini kajanya jangan fail aja.
Nah,
dapat lay.
Lilia mati nih. Bisa sih 5 lawan 4. Ayo.
Midnya ngambil tower dah. Iya, mid yang digas.
Bener
nih Kaja nih, pasif Kaja yuk.
Nice. Untung banget dapat turret.
Gila.
Dapat lord. Cuan.
Mati dong ini. Sumpah matisnya shutdown sih Kaya nih, Patrick.
Tapi nggak bisa. Oh bisa. Ada banana boy. Wah, skillarnya mati.
Wah, skillarnya dia jam-jam.
Udah kayak Antimage.
Dapat bebek.
Buset, Okta.
15% HP will make his way back into the tier 2 turret, and now the
Lord is making his way down langsung setara duitnya, Cok.
Anjing apaan tuh? Dua-duanya kena ini.
Kena ikat. Wah, ada minion nih.
Ya. Aman, masih hidup kali.
Lumayan, Netro langsung seimbang.
Ethan was a little bit hesitating with his ultimate because he cashed Lancelot with his
second skill. Bisa kalah guys, gue di rank udah coba, Cok.
Afterwards, but he ulted like a little bit longer, so it opens up a window for the Lancelot to dodge with the second skill, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, you see, he was definitely on the chase. It was funny watching Skylar trying to chase down a kill, getting punished over there by Aizen, and then the same thing with Irad trying to find Aizen on his way out. Neither side able to kind of close that distance. But so far, 10-5. Even though RQ Hoshi is behind in kills, they are now leading the way in terms of turrets, and the gold has
duitnya sih menang tim Lilgun dikit, tapi enak RRQ sih kayak gini guys. Lihat.
Udah enak RRQ, Cok. Lihat game Kaja sih.
Lancelotnya udah mau menang tuh duitnya tuh sama Martis.
Oh, itu tuh item lancar itu tai.
Emang full damage kan sekarang kan, so gua.
Iya, emang full damage.
Mati lu Tamus, ya.
Masih item lama, Mac. Wah, pistol nggak ada di Mac ini.
Ntar Endless ada juga kan, Endless kan.
Ini yang bener, nggak bikin pistol dulu.
Oh, udah enak nih RRQ maafnya nih. Aja tinggal makan satu udah.
Lancelotnya Quantum Charge ya, bukannya Impure Rage biasa dulu. Udah beda sih guys.
Kaja's ultimate, Divine Judgment, and like so
orang
nice.
Lumayan.
As soon as Kaja ult, They're like grenades are flying
tadi mau
in,
lihat
and the
item.
pistols are already
Dia beli
being
ini
loaded,
War
and
Egg,
the
Hunter,
Rangers follow up, and the super
Endless.
fast kill, no vengeance for Tamus because it's impossible
Marusnya
to
diganti
use
Akai udah
while
menang
being
banget nih duluan, Mac.
tilted with Kaja
Enggak
or
juga, tapi
Phantom.
early-nya nggak bakal
And
separah
yeah,
tadi nggak sih?
taking the full advantage out of that.
Aramisnya nggak main, Jos.
You are looking at the highest kills in the game so far. Going over to Zara, had a really good start on that Martis. Now sitting 6-1-3.
Perang gedenya sih kayaknya udah menang RRQ dah ini.
Even though they're not high on kills, their synergy is
Kasih
definitely
tahu.
coming alive. as
Cici
you're
Udah
now
habis.
in the mid game.
Udah habis
They
masa
don't have
kejayaan
the high
Martis.
mobility that we saw
Pas
in
slotnya
game
dicuri
one,
itu udah
especially,
habis masanya.
with that Benedetta rotating
Nggak ada yang
around
bisa
and
ke
keeping
Lancelot
Team Logan on
tadi.
their toes. But they're making up
digas
for
weh,
it with
digas
their
weh.
IQ. Conceal play has been called out though
Emang bisa mati,
from the side of
Cici?
Team Logan. Trying to rush
Emang
in,
bisa
trying to
mati?
catch Jedasante. But
Emang
he
bisa
puts on the
mati?
skates and
Cici nih,
slides
bos,
away.
lu gila.
Hit.
Di all in, boleh.
Boleh, menang dong RRQ dong, kayak gini dong kali.
Ya udah habis kira.
Nah, bebeknya jauh banget.
Buset, flicker depan.
Nah, bebeknya langsung di target. Udah menang RRQ.
Iya, Cici sih bukan manusia, Cici ya.
Will be able to find one as well. Forbid all by
Siapa yang minyak?
himself, trying to get away.
Oh, baru
RQ
triple kill.
Hoshi on the chase.
Buset,
Can they
Ira.
get him?
Buset.
Keren sih.
Keren
Keren sih.
A massive
Gocek tapi.
play to be
Rubinya
able to
hidup.
escape the full team
Enggak.
of RQ
8
Hoshi.
detik.
Enggak,
They're now
dapat
going
Lord.
in for a possible game ender. They have
Enggak ya?
minions and only
Enggak,
one
Lilia.
member to go through, but Ethan will spawn in time.
Balik
for
aja,
some
tuh,
close.
tarik
They try to
Lilia.
close it
Ini.
out here. I'm not sure if they can pull it off, and it looks like they are now going to shift their focus onto this Luminous Lord.
Wow, what a turnaround, like. And Lancelot was kind of reminding me of this game, like checkers, you call it, right? When he was jumping on the
Keren
minions,
sih,
it was
dari
like-
dari behind mereka mainnya tetap sabar nyari celah.
RRQ sih keren banget. Tim terkeren guys ya. Bisa gue bilang. Ya,
Lu
Jos.
akuin nih, Max.
Gua akuin tim terkeren sih. Serius. Serius gua, ini gila ini timnya. Nggak bisa kena mental guys RRQ guys.
Out for Team Lowguns as they're currently sitting 0-1. If RQ Hoshi closes the
Sini,
score
guys.
off this
Yang seru,
Luminous
guys.
Lord, it will be a 2-0
Cuma ada menang
sweep,
RRQ banget, Cok.
and they will have a
Kita
big
lihat
advantage for Group Stage A.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely
Homeboy
want to
Bren jam
Homebois
berapa?
Bren.
give them
Udaksil,
taste of
Udaksil.
their own
Udaksil
medicine
debut
because of the
di-
early
langsung
game
aja
where
ini.
every time is
Kita ini aja
invading his
dulu
buffs,
mabar
every time
game.
like harassing him into
Gua
the
mau makan
jungle,
dulu
and
sih.
now he's going they
Ambar.
gonna pay for it.
Emang mau ngapain?
Gue
Yeah, Team Lowgun backs against the wall.
Gua-
Ready
Belum,
to lose
Lu
right
mythic
here
atau
if they're
legend,
not
San? Gua masih
careful.
legend,
RQ
anjing.
Hoshi,
Ada yang
Viva,
mortal, Intan.
RRQ.
Anjing.
As they are
Wow,
alive
season
right
nge-push
now
ya,
and
konten
doing well.
lawan
10-10 on the
penjoki-penjoki gitu.
scoreboard, but down goes the Lord. Some great defense from Team Logan.
BOD udah Lancelot ya. Udah nih nggak main nih si Bebek.
Kalau lu kalah berarti lawan penjoki Antimage store tuh.
Yeah, RQ Hoshi being able to defend all of
Oke,
the
top
attacks
satu aja
of
gua
the
Ini
team.
Onyx main ya? Enggak, Onyx.
Three
Besok.
towers are down,
Jam 1.
and the mid lane, like most important tower, is still up.
Yoi.
And RQ Hoshi maintain their composure and not being.
Terus lu restream kan, Jos, tapi next lagi.
Si Homeboy.
Ya,
Restream, cuman gue makan dulu dah, lapar rupanya anjir.
Gue juga
Udah
lapar.
makan nih.
Gue masak juga deh abis ini deh. Gue sekarang tiap hari makan steak Jos. Carnivore diet biar kurus. Ngaruh kan? Harusnya ngaruh.
Habis banyak. Habis banyak. Wah, apaan tuh?
Anjing perangnya.
Kalah ya?
Belum. Selamat cok, Lancelotnya tapi mantap.
Gila Lancelotnya lincah sih sebenarnya ya. Early game-nya aja tadi.
Early game-nya dipegangin. Masih bisa begitu tapi GG sih.
Jago kok Lancelotnya kok.
Itu menangnya gitu doang, Jos. Wilbur harus buat momen kayak gitu berkali-kali. Iya lah anjing.
Enggak, menangnya tuh tadi momen Lord pertama mereka harus bersih, yo. Berantakan. Udah.
Ini kalau dia mau menang lagi harus buat momen kayak gitu berkali-kali tau gak lu?
Anjing itu masuk TikTok sih itu si Irat nggak mati tadi. Itu dia juga ganti immortal tuh. Item dia tadi beli BO di
Tolong editor masukin ke TikTok.
Tuh itemnya tuh guys ya.
Skill satunya miss. Oh enggak deh. Gua miss ini.
Kaja is running straight from the base already. 10 seconds for the Lord, and it's going to be 5
mereka nggak
5
kasih
for the Lord.
Lagi, Cici
Lagi.
lagi.
Kok
mati lagi, cowok udah bilang.
Oh, ke itu. Interimo.
Mati tetap kan.
Udah ulti Faramis mati. Olin sih tuh. Tapi tetap nggak bisa balikin ya.
Sabar balikin sabar. Sabar dapetin map.
Wow, insanely good.
Nggak bisa Lord tetap Lilgan mau ditarik aja pantatnya.
Tarik nih langsung nih.
But he actually like slipped a little bit and the ult didn't proc on him with the immunity effect.
Berapa sih 20 detik ya? Sempet lah hidup lagi nih.
Oh, ini bahaya nih, woy.
Wah, ini bahaya nih, udah nggak ada tarik aja nih, momennya hilang nih.
Pillow Martisnya.
Low Martis. Aduh, Irat ngapain?
Ya,
Aman, masih bisa defend.
Datang sih.
Masih bisa defend sayang.
Menang nih.
Cici N nggak? Cici atau siapa N? Skiller mati.
bebeknya.
Bisa cowok N gimana Jos? Gak ada yang clear wave.
Mati rata.
Rata ya?
Rata
sayang. Rata sayang. GG.
Nice, itu dia.
Sama Cici bisa nih, mukul turret. Cici.
Udah nggak ada yang hidup anjing, sisa Ruby buat apa Ruby?
Tamus.
Tapi
Yoyo sakit nggak Yoyo?
Yoyo yang ngincer minion duluan lagi.
Oke guys.
Udah. Itu dia.
Cipi capa Ruby
Kosong ya gaya.
Ini bang gue capek bang.
Congratulations RQ is 2-0 Team Lilgan and nice
2-0.
Satu grup berapa tim?
Lilgan, it seems like from my perspective they kind of pressure.
Udah lah, gua off dulu lah ya, gua makan dulu, ntar Bren itu mulai live lagi gua guys.
Jangan off lah Josh.
Makan dulu gua.
Gua juga makan nggak off.
Tinggalin
aja gini.
Gua mau masak dulu. Kalau gua tinggal juga live gua juga kasihan mereka nontonin apa cok. Bentar aja.
Stalker cok. Udah gua ngobrol viewer gua dulu.
Secure the objective when you have the advantage. And what is advantage? It's maybe like the point in the game when your team just have like stronger ultimates, stronger heroes, and this is like the advantage, not the gold advantage, but the like tempo in-game tempo heroes advantage. And they kind of not using it for full potential.
Cipi rada Ruby rada Ruby rada. Guys, kita main ya. Benedetsa. Udah lama banget gak main Mobile Legends nih. Coba item Bennett Banana Max, boleh. Konten kali ya. Boleh lah ya konten ya. Cipi rada Ruby rada. Kok ini video capture-nya nggak mau ini? Oh, kita belum activate. Nggak ada suaranya guys.
10 tahun aku di penjara.
Semua tantangan kami
Bennett ya. Tadi itemnya apa guys? Itemnya apa tadi? Nobar apa Bren gak Max? Nobar. Tadi item banana ada di sini nggak rancangan pro player? Nggak ada guys. Pokoknya tadi dia bikin si Halbert. Tadi dia full damage sih. Gas ya. Kita harusnya sempat segame sih. Debut pertama Udil kan. Restream debut pertama Udil.
Your team is banning.
Sahabatku Udil.
Sedingin embusan kristal salju. Abadi bagaikan kalbu yang membeku.
Oh future.
Aku adalah Yin. dan tidak akan pernah berubah apapun yang terjadi.
Evos main jam berapa?
Apakah kamu ingin berteman dengan Nana? Ketika kamu melihat kegelapan, kegelapan akan menatapmu kembali. Tuan, apa perintahmu?
The enemy is banning.
Cupi-cupi da-da-da-da na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Cipi-cipi capa-capa rubi-rubi da-da-da-da.
Semuanya akan dilahap oleh api.
Bennett ya. Yang dibendong. Nah,
Biarkan mereka kemari. Mereka hanya akan mempertajam pedangku.
Seleramu bagus.
Naik.
Rasakan suara merdu dari penderitaan.
Harapan akan tetap ada. Bahkan ketika semuanya terasa
Darahku membara.
Kayaknya kurang guys.
Aku mati.
Kayaknya kurang sih kalau pakai ini. Apa kita pakai skin ini aja ya? Skinnya tuh orang-orang biasa pakai mana guys kalau Bennett sekarang? Skin.
Maka hancurkan dan kuasai. Uranus telah bangkit.
Boleh dulu ya. Tadi Banana pakai apa ya? Banana pakai quantum charge ya guys kayaknya ya. Ya nggak sih? Quantum charge kan ya? Bener gak guys?
Tidak membutuhkan wujud balas dendam.
Siap, maju.
Sabar, lagi pakai obat mata ya. Sabar. Suara mic lu kecil, Mac. Gue gedein dulu. Entar Onyx live nggak Max? Harusnya live ya. Ini abis ini live juga kita. Bren lawan Homebois kita live kok. Irat versus Kairi seru Max. RRQ versus Onyx. Kok legend? Gue udah gak main ML guys. Lah itu gak ada naratif weh.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. Launch attack. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
Gue udah lama gak main lagi anjing.
All troops deployed.
Force itemnya dia tadi saya berisi sih, kita ikutin ya.
Pedangku dipenuhi rasa balas dendam. Jika tidak ada jalan, aku akan membuatnya sendiri. Mereka harus membayar dengan darah.
Sekarang tuh main offlane itu ngambilin jungle nggak guys?
Siapa lagi kalau bukan aku? Hanya ada dua arah yang benar dan salah.
Aduh, gue mati anjing, nggak dibantuin. Fake sana. Zasnya make ini. Game 2 siapa yang menang Bang Mac tadi? Ararki. Indonesia di bawah. Sabar sih kita ya. Oh ini ngajak ribut.
Orang yang berpikir kematian tidak takut pada apapun.
Babi! Anjing! Wih, gue ditinggal sama Balamone, tay. Ya ampun, Balamone level 3 loh ya. Kenapa ya? Kok level 3 Balamone anjing? Kok Balamone level 3? Diambil kata di truk ini. Apa? Kayaknya ada yang diambil ya jungle-nya ya? Atau dia emang kagak ngejungle?
Pedang ini simbol kekuatan dan kutukan. Ini hanyalah permulaan dari pesta yang besar.
Datang nih bosnya nih.
Pedangku akan menghabisi mereka. Biarkan pedangku yang berbicara.
Ya ampun bang. Apa mau ulti gua? Uranus. Aman aja bos.
Alasan? Aku tidak punya alasan.
Double kill. Bukannya harus pinter geringernya sih, tapi kalau kita build full damage, kayaknya nggak usah si Halberd ya guys ya, nggak ada SP sih. Kita bikin hantu mereka dulu.
Hanya ada dua arah yang benar dan salah. Jika tidak ada jalan, aku
atau
akan
endless battle langsung ya?
sendiri.
Wah, coba endless battle langsung sih ya. Itu pasti dapat bang, jangan takut bang, lu Balmon weh.
Pedang ini simbol kekuatan dan kutukan.
Ya ampun, ternyata musuhnya ada Layla anjing. Wih, anjing gak ada suara. Ah, maaf anjing. Foto bang di lobby, ulti pajangan. Gue tadi ngiranya nggak butuh ulti ya. Oh ini tapi Granger mati sih. Granger mati, kita nggak tahu. Kalau dia turret, kalau dia push turret.
Biarkan pedangku yang berbicara. Kekuatan selalu mendukung.
full damage gini ultinya harus on point banget ya. HB jam berapa, Max? HB abis ini abis HB udah. Kita udahan. Ntar lanjut Onyx lagi kali.
Terbenam.
Ayo lo. Ayo lo, Bang. Lu pikir ulti gua nggak bisa bunuh ini apa? Cacing lu. Buat full damage gini enak juga sih guys kalau pakai Endorse weapon. Gua ngikutin bener-bener nggak ada item. Kalau dia pas mati.
Pedangku dipenuhi rasa balas dendam. Biarkan pedangku yang berbicara.
Aduh anjing gua mati juga tapi. Aduh nggak mati. Ini aduh Elgato gua anjing. Nggak mati gua guys, nggak kelihatan lagi. Aduh keren banget padahal tadi. Batam Elgato gua. Gua udah jarang mati. Aduh keren, momen-momen keren gua.
Pesta dimulai saat matahari terbenam.
Iya. Elgato gua nge-lag anjing.
Habisi semuanya.
Mekanik tua.
Ini hanyalah permulaan dari pesta yang besar.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Oh, ini nggak butuh salber ya? Nggak butuh salber ini. Bentar ya. Oh ini bisa. Drop.
Siapa lagi kalau bukan aku?
Belum anjing. Oh mereka di grup B ya? Grup B kah? Bentar. Belum kok.
An ally has slain Lord.
Mereka grup A atau B sih?
Selalu membutuhkan pengorbanan nyawa.
Hah? Belum, guys. Belum ada Homebois anjing. Ini kok Deus Vault sama ini ya? Kok ini? Sabar, ini kenapa gua ada yang salah ya? Grup A sama grup B? Oh, mereka grup B. Tapi grup B ini masih baru selesai, Cok. Gue dibohongin anjing. Belum draft. Aman kok, belum draft kok. Belum draft kok. Kit bomba mirip tas. Di channel Rusia ini grup B-nya baru selesai F2G lawan Twisted Mind guys. Yang Bren lawan Homebois masih belum kok. Masih aman ya, belum ketinggalan kita ya. Segame lagi bisa. Bisa segame lagi. Aman. Gimana Max? Build BNT worth it gak? Jujur worth it sih, sakit. Worth it gak ya? Tadi masalahnya dia lawan Cici sama lawan Barats ya. Apa hero-hero yang true damage itu kari ya? Beda lawan sih guys, cuman ya sakit. Banana juga kan build-nya selalu Dia seringnya build tank. Sorry, maksud gue damage.
Your team is banning.
Orang belum pam itu layer 2. Layer 2 nggak ada naratif, woi.
Menatap ke arah ujung kehampaan.
HB nggak nonton.
Darahku membara sampai aku mati.
Oh ini Bren nama ini udah mau mulai ya. Nanti kalau udah mau mulai gua antara gua surrender atau enggak gua ganti ininya sama kamera. Aman. Kalau udah mau main gua surrenderin nanti.
Apakah kamu ingin berteman dengan Nana?
Biarkan mereka kemari. Mereka hanya akan mempertajam pedangku. Harapan akan tetap ada, bahkan ketika semuanya terasa menyedihkan.
Siap, maju!
Aku suka bau bubuk mesir di pagi hari. Bahkan ombak terkuat tidak bisa membunuhku. Tidak ada waktu untuk basa-basi. Aku melakukan yang ingin kulakukan. Hanya cinta dan malam
Invalid
yang tidak
itu.
akan pernah
Kenapa
habis.
invalid? Oh ya ampun. Menunggu untuk menghindari pertandingan tim lawan apa? Ya ampun, invalid. Invalid, Cok. Ini kalau kenapa bisa invalid ya? Hah? Maksudnya apa nih guys? Karena musuhnya apa sih? Musuhnya menghindari gitu atau gimana? Invalid. Ntar gua ke toilet dulu ya.
And those high ground mages, then there's a time that you also got those long range mages, the Savior, the Cecilion that really dominated the mid lane. But now it might actually just be something different, right? These first mages, Aurora,
Bentar ya. Toilet dulu, Bos.
Nana, that can actually be really a big threat to all these players. You've seen how Coffin played that Vixana. It could actually be the same case here. And honestly, I can't wait because these are champions in their respective regions. So I'm pretty sure they've prepared tons of strategies coming in here to Games of the Future.
Well, that's what it's all about, and what a lot of people kind of tune in for is like you want to see the top picks, the top compositions from the top teams, and I think that's what we're going to get a showcase here in this next match, is to see how well or what they've adjusted. Heck, they might even have something completely different in mind when it comes to some of these picks or some of these metas from what we thought was strong. You were talking about the Nana, which we haven't seen, and I hope we don't. It's honestly, she has become an absolute monster in a cute little form when it comes to now. The Molina basically acts as like an explosion that can transform basically anybody within range, and it's so quick, and you can't she's so quick with the Molina Blitz. Now everything can be comboed together so quickly where the burst damage is so much for your entire team. We've already seen the examples of Aurora, the Vexana, and I want to say maybe the use, especially from from Twisted Minds with that Vexana, a little bit of a step up from what they were facing with the Aurora, who was, I want to say, a little bit more CC heavy than it was damage, whereas the Vexana was a little bit more damage heavy than it was CC, and that worked very well for Twisted Minds. I want to say it's been a big picks for the mid and XP lane. Those have been like the big priorities here for a lot of these teams when it comes to these next compositions.
Yeah, usually like there was a time, the last time we've seen like these players from Homebois and AP Bren actually played in the big stages. Either it was like either setter tanks, and there was a time that it was the support heroes that really reigned supreme, like the Matilda, the Angela that was on top. But right now, we might actually see something new, right? It seems to be like a double CC, so you see like the tanks being either a Tigreal or a Minotaur that can make the setups, and at the same time the XP lane can do exactly the same. So you see like the likes of the X-Borg and the Ruby that is being rocked on in the XP lane. But now it is gonna be Group B, round 1, AP Bren and Homebois. I hope you guys are ready for it, and I know some of you guys have been staying on the stream for this match, but here it comes. We're gonna be heading to game number 1 in just a bit, and I don't even know what to think of right now, Private, because there's so many things or so many possibilities that I can actually think of here for the drafting.
Kalian mau pisang?
Yeah, and that's just what comes up. It's like as much as you know from a lot of these teams, especially AP Bren, the world champions, from the last minute, there's just been so much that has changed. So it's kind of hard to predict. We do know certain players have certain styles, certain heroes that they do favor. But I mean, as we've seen here, there's a lot that has changed.
Ini kalau HB menang sih keren sih, Udil.
Gua akuin. When it comes to the jungle, there's some different things that we've been seeing. We've been seeing the bans on the Guinevere, the Joy as well. I want to say that's kind of a little bit of a carryover from December, but now Barats has become a mainstay. We didn't really see much of him before, so I'm kind of wondering. We can take a look here at the roster for Homebois.
Ooh, there we have it. Udil.
Udil.
Sepat,
Udil nih bos.
Senggol dong. A little bit about their newer players. They recently got Udil on the mid lane, and then you got Nets. This is a player coming from the Philippines, Onyx Philippines in particular, and he's going to be playing for Homebois this time as the gold lane. Probably one of the gold lanes that you would see in the Philippines that is kind of like can go at par with the very, very aggressive gold lane. So I like this addition that they have. But then again, chemistry is going to be the thing. This is the first time actually we're going to be seeing this roster play in the games of the future. But at the same time, we have to take a look at, of course, the reigning M5 world champion. It's going to be AP Bren with Super Marco, Few, Kyle TZ, Flap TZ, and Ogwen in their roster.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much can be taken away from any of these players on AP Bren, the world champions, the exact same roster that won them the M5 championship. And
Super Marco, View, Kyle TZ, Flap TZ, Ogwen sama.
Amazing to see how well it can kind of compete.
Ini semua yang main
especially
di
with the
M5
changes,
kemarin.
Homebois kind of bringing in some changes there, looking to kind of freshen up their roster. But I mean, it's going to be a tall hill to climb here. Against the champions who have selected this, and this is something that I love to see, because there's always, you see the champions, and once we kind of move on from the seasons, there's always these little changes that you're like, oh, why do we mess with the formula? We had something, and this is what I've been wanting to see, is a team that sticks together, is going to hold that same synergy that they had that we've seen in December, and bringing it here now to the games of the future as we're preparing for Homebois. And I know a lot of the fans, I know me and you have talked about it. You've been very excited about this match.
Yep.
So
I was actually really surprised that I was going to be casting this match with you, right? Like, I was looking at the list, I was like, which one are we going to be casting? And then once I saw the list, okay, like we got STG and Twisted Minds. I was pretty excited for that one. It's another region with a new meta. But this is like the big deal, right? For both regions, for Malaysia and the Philippines, because these are the champions that we're talking about. And not to mention too, like, this is going to be the first time that we're going to be seeing them adjust to this new patch, or maybe the possibilities of new picks. I want to talk a little bit about their roamers here too. Sorn and Owen for the side of AP Bren. and both are very aggressive. Both are that kind of roamer that really loves to go for the pickoff. So we might actually see a lot of priority going to the roam position, right? Like maybe getting the dibs on the Tigreal, the mid or CC heavy type of composition. That seems to be one of the meta that actually worked for the meta region earlier in game number 1 or series number 1.
Yeah, and especially you're talking about players who are at the top of their game know absolutely exactly how much damage their hero can take.
Debut pertama sahabatku Udil. This is the absolute debut. Karena debut pertama Udil adalah melawan juara dunia M kelima.
Like no other player before them, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Kita lihat di sini apakah Udil bisa membawa kemenangan terhadap tim Malaysia. Bareng Isan ini, bareng Isan gua di Discord Isan ini. Dia tapi belum.
I want to say waned out a little bit as the game started going on. We're starting to take some hits. We're starting to start pulling it back a bit. But I think when you see it from here, I want to say Homebois or AP Bren here. I want to say this is going to be a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, we didn't get that in the first series. I think it was also very fast-paced, relatively fast-paced for both S2G and Twisted Minds. The aggression, it was there in the early game, and even down to like the macro play was all over the place there for both Twisted Minds and S2G. And I can expect the same thing here for AP Bren and Homebois, who have already been so seasoned when it comes to the MOBA division. But here we have it, Homebois and AP Bren. We're
Udil nih, bos!
And look at that, it's so fast. They take out the Paramis.
Udil nih, bos!
We did talk a lot about the jungler role. Like
let's go, guys. Game pertama.
Immediately taken out since Homebois has the first pick here.
Oi, Isan, Josh.
Yeah, and we're talking about the danger that you get from the roam position. And when it comes to like supports and stuff like that, it does look like that is a little bit of the focus here from the
bilang sahabat tapi gak pernah ngonten bareng. Gua udah ngajak ngonten anjing. By the way, gue beli mobil dari Udil ya. Palisade. Makasih Udil. Jadi nggak ada inden.
Distance around the map there as well, and then from the Homebois gonna take out the Fanny.
Gila, Fanny di ban. Oh, Fanny-nya Keltizi ya. Oi.
10.000
Oi,
dari
Dharma.
Pesan.
In the amateur scene, this has been respected by a lot of the players, right? And as for the side of AP Bren, this was the same case that the S2G actually did for their banning phase. They take away the Matilda 2 here, which is also almost a priority. I actually was going to bring up the Nolan earlier when it comes to the jungler. Is it still good in the jungler private? Is it also like that type of
pernah kok gua mukbang sama Udil.
I think it's really decent.
Sabar dulu ini. Ini Homebois ini tapi udah nggak ada player Indo. Sorry.
Ya
Rusia.
When it comes to their side, but
bukan maksudnya di Inggris.
With the vision coming out from the Novaria, maybe they want to try and pick up
di mana nonton
here, and this is actually one of the signature picks coming out from AP Bren. Pretty much
Indonesia
like
delay san. Lagi.
Yeah, Arlot has just become a mainstay here. And then you were talking about Nolan just got picked up. We didn't really see
kemarin tuh ada player Indonya kan, Warlord sama siapa satu lagi. Dua-duanya ngilang.
I mean, he's got one of the fastest clears.
Oh, dia dapat Godlandernya ini, Godlandernya Filipin. Berarti ada Filipin, Malaysia, Indo nih, Homebois nih, internasional gue lihat. Prediksi gue kayaknya Homebois bisa dia menang 2-1 deh. Kayaknya ya. Gue sih percaya sama Udil.
Or else Nolan, I mean, he's going to become a non-factor with it. And we see these picks. I mean, both these teams know exactly what they want to go for. Not really even taking any time. They're just immediately. We've got a Harith out there. A Valentina immediately comes out, and then
Warlord di FOS buang.
10.000 dari Samuan. Pesan, lu gondrong kayaknya bagus deh Maxhill.
Gondrong gimana kayak rambut cewek gitu. Gondrongnya segimana guys?
The counter towards the Phobius in the XP lane. AP Bren has used this.
Buset, ini Phobius nge-counter 3 hero sekaligus anjing. Oh, udah begini mah udah malas gue liatnya nih.
But that is really
Povoyosnya ada Arlot lagi ya. Aduh, udah lah ini Homebois. Awal-awal ngepick 3 hero bisa ngedes semua nih. San, ada suara nggak San? Gue San.
Ada.
We haven't revealed anything just yet from Homebois. Maybe go for like the Cho pick of sword that
di chat Yuri no.
And now Homebois right now it's like the bands are gonna be set towards the jungler of AP Bren.
Maksudnya?
Yeah,
ini
lu yang nge-cast orang cowok gendut bukan?
Ya, udah.
But I mean these first 3 picks basically speak and come together and
di
say
chat Yuri no babi ya.
Oh, Isan nonton gelar katanya. Belum apa-apa ketemu Bren kata Feli. Iya dong. Keren juga sih debutnya ketemu juara M5.
You could possibly be able to kind of lure Fovius out. And there's hard for him to
bukannya anak Onyx ya?
Iya, makanya gue bilang nih ada Indo, Filipina, Malaysia.
Hopefully that's what Homebois have in mind here because Fovius does as soon as he gets
anjing Nolan cok masih dipakai.
He's just gonna he has so much regen, so much damage.
Wah, enak banget Fovius kayak gini.
Iya, gue ngelihatnya anjing Povoyos.
Gak mikir panjang tuh pick juga.
Lu lihat guys, Povoyos ngelawan Valentina, Harit, Nolan lagi anjing. Udahlah.
Ini 3 lane udah langsung kebuka coy dari Homebois, gak ada flex anjing.
Keren ya langsung pick Harit Valentina ya.
Iya, lane mid jungler dah. Sisanya 2-nya udah pasti nih, 1 tank udah pasti. Itu badan lah udah pasti lah kalau nggak XP.
Dua-duanya badan san orang kurang tank sama offline.
Kan bisa aja kayak XP-nya damage lagi ngeri gak lu?
Oh gitu ya. Nggak bisa juga sih anjing, ini nggak bisa nih harus badan mati sih, nggak boleh yang nggak badan ini mati banget sama Povoyos.
Badan plus healer
Estes bisa sih, Estes sih gue suka sih. Woi Josh ngilang nih si Josh nih kelamaan makan.
YouTube-nya ke Bennett, bego lu gak tahu.
Karena
YouTube-nya ke Bennett anjing, dia nyetel Oscar Oasis banget di YouTube-nya.
Lagu.
Nah, Oscar Oasis kartun.
Oh anjing.
It was unfortunate because I want to say
Tamus sama Terizla.
Apa
sih Tamus jadi dipakai terus?
They were able to stun, pop him up and just rain down.
Mau nanya RRQ udah main tadi, udah main Bang, lu telat.
Homebois possibly being able to utilize it a little better.
Oh, I actually thought that the market was gonna go for the Brody, but this
dia
time,
beneran ke Bensan, nggak nonton deh.
Harriet there, a Nolan that can pick you off, right? The Claude is gonna be the safest pick. We've seen this also in the first series where the Claude has just so much mobility and 100% win rate so far in Games of the Future.
Nonton di mana San? Di YouTube-nya mereka guys.
The first game of Homebois taking on AP.
Menang Bren nih mah, iya gue draftnya juga megang Bren sih. Gue penasaran sama debut Udil doang nggak malah.
Kenapa ya dia kemalah ya? Karena gaji kah? Apa ya? Karena apa
I think so. I mean, immediately picking up the Harriet, right? For Nets. I think that is something that
kalau orang pindah tim pasti gajinya lebih naik ya sih ya.
Tapi kan turnamen sekarang udah kalau lu menang dapat ini, menurut gue gaji nggak terlalu penting sih kalau ada turnamen segini gede duitnya.
Kind of a signal for them to be a little bit more aggressive.
Oke guys, game pertama debut dari seorang Udil di Malaysia di sini ya. Kita tengok
nyari beras. Ya semua orang kerja cowok nyari beras lah bangsa.
Iya.
Nah, nyari beras. Gue lain tuh juga nyari beras ya.
The speed you're getting from the Nolan, he's already on his orange buff there while AP Bren just making it over to theirs. So you're gonna have that speed, but it's like we said, it comes onto the early game. Ooh, Zorn coming in there, just getting a little bit of vision, wanting to know where everybody is at on the map for his team.
Okay, nice, Chibi.
I mean, there was a time too that the Tigreal was the one pushing out the buffs, right? That was a thing before. But the Sword is just kind of giving...
Berapa?
5,
6, 7.
Division here towards the side of Homebois, so he can actually know where he's going to be positioning. So the turtle is going to be key here. We did mention that this might be an early game, and we're starting to see like
ini Malaysian style bro, lu nggak tahu.
Oh iya.
Kalau kata Sasa Malaysian style gas pokoknya guys. Tuh kan lihat tuh, tamusnya udah di situ anjing. This is Malaysian style guys ya. Kalian cari.
Bener sih, nggak level 4 lu jangan tuh lihat tuh.
a little bit. And look at AP Bren, they are not stopping. Sapat
nice, nggak mati loh Tamus loh. Abis itu digas lu lihat.
To create that distance, she comes in here, putting on the damage, and Zorn out there.
Amon apa sih? Nolan. Amon, Arlot, Nolan.
Kalau kata orang Malaysian style lebih ganas daripada Indonesian style sih guys.
It is just kind of the thing that you can get before you feel like this big clash is
Chibi orang Indo.
Level 4 has been attained here by Chibi, so that is one advantage that Homebois can actually have before getting into the turtle. Kyle TZ still gonna go for that.
Kenapa Valen Udil? Kenapa Valen Udil salahin coachnya? Kenapa jadi salah coachnya ini ngepick Valen?
Flab TZ is able to get in that level 4, so this should
Valen tadi di first pick ya.
Enggak first pick.
Ketiga kan?
Ya. Yang salah itu kenapa Valen sama Harit baru nggak nih?
So that's gonna be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to this turtle. AP Bren gonna be starting
it. Tapi Tamus nih bos, lu tahu sendiri Tamus.
Yeah, we're down to about half health already.
Lu tahu
Astral Echo went out there, and Sapat comes in. Here comes that demonic force, looking for to put the damage on. Chibi finds a kill on the Ogden. TZ finds a kill onto the turtle and onto Chibi. 2 in 1 with that demonic force.
Ini gue jadi Flap TZ juga tinggal mencet doang anjing.
And a kill.
Ya nggak sih?
Yep, and here's the thing too, it really gets
mencet doang ini main Tamus apa main Popeyes guys.
Nggak bisa mati ini. When you were taking in the turtle, all you can see was actually two people jumping up and down and trying to zone everyone out. But AP Bren actually didn't see who was able to take in that turtle though. But the 3 minutes in, we can already see that it is gonna be team fight centric when it comes to these turtle takes and these lord takes, and not to mention the adjustment that was made that you can no longer tug it to the side, so you can kind of expect
menurut gua Flap TZ nggak mati di atas 1 sih, nggak mati di atas 2 lah.
When it comes to taking especially the lord in later on.
Seeing both demonic
Max
forces
is
like a bouncy house during these team fights. So two members just flying up in the sky and then smashing and crashing down. It's going to be very interesting to see how
kombonya juga dia
final slash comes down on.
Lompat. Udil belum mati lo. Udil nih bos.
Udil in trouble.
Keren Dil. Lu lihat debutnya San. Jago. Debut dari seorang Udil dah guys di sini.
Emang Dino masih jago ya. Gua enggak tahu kenapa dia pindah mana.
Kenapa dia harus pindah? Lah. Disolokin anjing Tamus.
There's some clapback though from AP Bren on the bottom side.
Jago.
Kenapa itu? Kedinginan.
Yeah, unfortunately, they still able to get the retribution onto his orange buff here. Kyle TZ able to find himself an escape.
Enggak, yang gue penasaran kenapa Tamus yang mati tadi guys. Kayaknya dia kena turret abis itu di stun.
This one level ahead for the gold lane here.
Romer lagi ya.
He has been doing a double lane too. So not only is he getting the farm up top, he's also getting in some of the minion waves too in the mid lane. So this should give him some advantage to be able to get in those core items.
Wah, Nolannya nggak main nih.
Here comes the Tekken turtle. Owen is taking a bit of the damage here. He hasn't been
that.
using
Oke, Popeyesnya udah ulti.
Popeyesnya
udah ulti. Sakitan siapa tuh? Sakitan Udil. Udil nih bos. Lah, nggak main loh Popeyesnya kok bisa?
Mati 2 yur. Mungkin mati di atas 2. Nah ini yang nggak main Fredrinnya nih.
Kenapa Valennya menang ya ultinya San lawan Popeyesnya?
Kan Valen itemnya damage ya.
Udil has been popping in that demonic force that he has been taking in. He's not even taking the final slash here. He's making sure that AP Bren is so down before taking the objective. Chibi managed to land in those nice ultimates.
Aduh, Flap TZ lawan lu dia semua nih.
Which we know that the Nolan can really dish an insane amount of damage once it has the items, which we'll be seeing later.
Saya tarik kata-kata saya, Flap TZ mati 10.
17k and 14k for AP Bren.
Yeah, a very interesting decision. I had never even, for some reason, it kind of slipped my mind.
Ini Udil mau ngambil ulti siapapun bagus kayaknya nih.
And you had the Nolan, the Harith, and the Valentina. And when that Fovius pick came out, for some reason it didn't even cross my mind that Valentina
Udil pede adu ulti berarti
much success on it as well.
Buset.
The thing here about the Homebois is they're capitalizing on this early game that they had, so that next
bener kan gue bilang Homebois bisa menang 2-1 guys. Malaysian style itu kayak lumayan
so
enak
that
lawan
is good.
Philippine style.
He has been farming the gold lane earlier and even the mid lane, so that
Kasih
just
tahu.
gives him a little bit more time to pick up the items that he needs. And Udil once again picks up that demonic force. So this is the thing for AP Bren. They need to answer out to Udil right now.
Bren kan emang gini gameplaynya
early gamenya kayak in these clashes.
Biasa gitu ya.
Yeah, and this is what's going to
di
the
Lord
big thing
menang
is the
perang.
patience of AP Bren. As much as this looks to be going in Homeboys'
Masih
favor,
sama ya
all it
metanya ya.
takes is
Malaysian,
for,
maksudnya
them to go ahead and
ciri-ciri
start hitting these
gameplay
power
tim
spikes,
setiap
especially
negara
Super
masih
Marco. We've
mirip-mirip.
already seen it, an example of it in the last 3 games that we've
Aduh,
been
Cibinya mati lagi ya.
that the Claw just needs an opportunity to
Mati.
see
Enggak loh.
that the
Nice banget loh.
out there. Chibi gonna go ahead and create some distance down at the
Nice
bottom.
banget.
Terrified onto Kyle TZ.
Harus
They're gonna go
di-stun.
ahead, start on
Di all-in
this.
Kyle TZ, mati San.
Here comes the
Mati.
force landing in the implosion as well. Pops up Kyle TZ.
Gila,
That
Udil
means
nih
AP
bos.
does not have
Senggol, wih keren juga dia.
like Homeboys are
Wih
not
ini
done
debut
with the
Udil
fight.
menggila
Dia
cok.
bisa ulti ke P, cok. Dia flicker tapi buru-buru mencet ultinya dia.
The
Si
full
Udil.
engage there.
Iya,
Making
bisa
sure that Kyle
mati itu
TZ
P
is
tadi ada
down
mark.
as Chibi was actually farming up top. AP Bren was actually trying to go for Chibi with that pick off on that final slash and maybe the blazing duet coming out from the quad. But Chibi was
Entar dia main Valen enak banget ya.
alerted there, knowing what's going to happen there.
Karena ada ulti
And so
Morpheus
far,
kali ya?
Homeboys
Kayaknya
is
ada ulti
aggression after
Morpheus deh.
aggression.
Tadi yang
They're
di pick
taking
Morpheus
it
dulu
two
apa
towers,
Valennya dulu?
and so far all turtles of the game,
Valen
7
dulu lah.
minutes in,
Valen
and it
dulu
is
nggak
still
sih?
Homeboys
Iya.
leading.
Break first enak sih
kind of
kalau
the
late
value
game
of
gini.
it of a
Enggak sih, lawannya
because he
Nova
can
sih, bener
basically
juga.
spam his
clear
abilities
lah.
on without cooldown.
Ingat PH late
He
game
gets
Max,
those
iya
dashes
sih.
very quickly, so you need
kita
to be
lihat lah
able to
game
kind of
1 lah.
close out his escapes.
Sekarang sih lagi menang
Udah
Homeboys
menang
ini.
3 lane anjing ini Yor.
Especially
Iya,
when it's
harusnya
only
udah
2
menang.
of you to
Tapi
try to
late
cover
game
one person
enggak
who
sih,
can
late
basically
game.
spam his movements all around
Bahaya
the
sih
map.
late game ini gue liat.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Iya.
Zorn has been
Novaria,
using that
Novaria.
implosion onto Kyle TZ, right? Like when you get the
Novaria Cloud.
Fredrin stun, and at the same time you combine it with like the Zaman force
Mekanik
coming out
tua
from
bisa
mid, so
Crucia,
even
bos.
it feels like,
Welcome
first 2
di
attacks is
membership.
enough to actually contain Kyle TZ, so he's not able to soak up the damage, not able to pop in the Appraiser's Wrath, and basically not able to do anything
Turcheon.
while he's suppressed.
Sekarang
So
udah
this
nggak
is
pakai
good
clock
for
ya, San, ya?
Homeboys when it comes to the early game, but as for AP
Valentina
Bren,
ya?
right, they need to get Super Marco farmed up here, and so far he hasn't been picked off.
Itu
And
pakai
let's take a
tuh.
look at the items here. He has already built up that Demon
Nggak
Hunter
tahu, kan
sword,
dia kan emang
and
suka
all he needs
itemnya
is that
beda-beda
golden
gitu,
staff
Yur.
to be able to get into
Gua
that
biasa
full engagement
ngambil
once
El
he reaches the
jam-jamnya
late
doang.
game. But Homeboys is just
Kayaknya
pressuring
biar sakit
every
sih
single
itu
lane
apa
right now.
petokan Morpheusnya.
Yeah, and they need to because they
Ngaruh.
know what their win conditions are. Big final slash does go
Cepat.
on to Sapat, trying to put the damage onto him. He is going to pop that vengeance and able to get
Sorn lu
himself
lihat.
away. Out comes the
Gua.
illusion.
Anjing,
Tapi rata. Kan gue udah bilang. Kan kita udah bilang. Late game Filipin. Ya kan? Beda duitnya udah banyak. Nggak ada Harit ya tadi San, nggak ada Harit.
Yeah, actually,
Ya kan?
Homeboys was
Menang
confident
tiba-tiba
at
late
that
game
time, right?
kebantai ya.
Like, Zorn
Lihat
wanted to
perangnya.
go in.
Nih,
They actually got into
Kamus.
Pat first. So take a look at the highlights here.
Gue liat Harit masih di
Sepan
bawah.
actually backed
Ogun
away.
kena
We got a few as
ngeteng.
well with the
Oh,
Astral Echo from
Claudenya
the
free,
backside.
anjing.
Ogun was down, and the demonic force was forced to be reckoned with here. And at the
Langsung
same time,
Lord,
Super
langsung
Marco
dapat Lord sih
came
langsung
in at
kebalik
the
ya,
right
jujur-jujuran
time
nih.
with the blazing
Jangan
duet
kasih
that
Lord-nya
is
dong.
already
Cuma nggak
kinda
bisa,
damaging
Cok.
Homeboys here. Here comes the Lord.
Oh tapi mati.
Yeah, Kyle TZ able to find it
Dia
with
juga
the
mati.
retribution and
Oh nih menang
Offline lagi.
Filipin langsung.
Kan lihat kan Bren kan tiba-tiba menang tuh di Lord.
Ini masih mau
Mau
nih.
gas nih.
Gila Malaysia nih bos. Barbar banget anjing. Barbar. Gua akuin barbar sih. Indonesia kalah barbar guys. Gua akuin.
Yeah, 204
Gila.
for the Claude of Marco. This time we kind of see the Claude being activated right now. AP
High
Bren
risk
was able
banget
to
ya
take in
gameplaynya
that
ya.
Lord. This should be
Gila,
this should
ini
actually
memaksimalkan
make them take
kerugian,
a little
Yur.
bit more space in the map that the
Anjing.
Homeboys has been pressuring.
Ini ibarat kata
from the
masuk
early
di
game. Now we see the goal lead
market
actually
cap yang low masuk
nullify
gede
right
guys
now.
anjing.
It's actually even now for both sides.
Gini,
31.1
lu berantem nih,
for both
lawan lu udah
Homeboys and
jago.
AP Bren.
Apa lu tetap terima, yang penting mukul dulu, ngerti kan? Langsung belakangan.
Padahal udah tahu pasti bonyok anjing. Gas dulu dah, siapa tahu laki punch anjing.
Now a clash at the purple buff. I'm not even sure who got that. It looks like Chibi able to claim his purple buff, even despite the amount of harassment coming from AP Bren. But still moving through, taking down towers, especially the mid tower, which is going to go ahead and open up the map for AP Bren.
definitely a big thing for them. This is going to be easier for AP Bren to take in the
Tarik
lords.
ulur.
Right
Kalau di pro
now,
player tuh kiting
3
tuh tarik
towers
ulur.
taken
Jadi
in
kayak
by AP
mundur
Bren with
dulu
just
gitu.
that
Ngerti nggak?
one lord that they took. This is not
Nggak
even
lucu
the
ya, sorry.
enhanced one. So once it reaches this next lord, if AP Bren manages to snag this one,
Gue kira lucu, sorry guys.
Homebois just has to either rely on nets here when it comes to the late game, right? And pretty much the Nolan here is already fine when it comes to like AP Bren. It can actually deal with this Nolan
yakin
here
Hambe kena
of
pasif AE.
Flapteezy's
Kagak, itu emang
demonic force in the clashes.
Pasif AE dari mana orangnya satu doang?
Yeah, it's
AE-nya.
going to be these next few
Bren emang gameplaynya gitu,
objectives
Cok.
going
Gue
to
liat
be
kemarin
very
juga di
pivotal
series
for both of
anjing
these
tiba-tiba
teams as
menang di
we're
Lord.
starting to move into the mid and late game.
Menurut gua kenapa
Chibi's
Udil
gonna
bisa
find it
masuk
hard
Homebois
to
juga karena
find
gameplay
those
AE sama
pick-offs
Malaysia
once you're
mirip-mirip
in
guys.
these big clashes where everybody's kind of sticking together and
Menurut
covering
gua ya.
for each other. So that's what we've been seeing is him now starting to split off, starting to clear the lanes, be a nuisance when it comes to creating that pressure on the opposing sides of the map.
Yeah, I think Homebois understood that it was definitely going to be hard for Flapteezy when it comes to the early
Kita
game.
lihat.
The Fredin doesn't have
Duitnya beda 1000 doang nih. Gua kali ini
But
pede
right now,
Flapteezy
once he
gila.
has the items, you can definitely go head to head here with the Homebois. And even the
Apa
purple
Udil yang
buff here
menggila?
is going to be pressured on.
Tapi tadi
by
Udil
AP
ulti
Bren.
juga mati sih
Not
kena
gonna
Cloud
be easy
ya.
here for
Sakit Cloud-nya.
This poor purple buff has no idea
Perang,
who that's
perang,
at.
perang
It
nih.
does look like Chibi is going to be able to get it, and very wisely, Homebois don't press it any further. They got the buff,
Bukanya di
they're going to
Sorn,
go
ya.
ahead and back off and reset on the map.
Yeah, 10. There's a lot more kills here for Homebois.
Kamu sih damage kan itu ya?
Especially since
Damage
this
nggak sih itu
was,
darahnya
pretty
kayak gitu
much
nggak ada
a
penggaris.
Homebois
Nah, full tank, full tank. Saat cuman corrosion doang.
Bren has been taking control
Sampai item damage-nya 2 sih,
slowly in the
sumpah
game.
cepat ini.
Has been Cloud-Easy.
Gila liat tuh di flicker
All
masuk
in loh Flapteezy loh.
A lot of ultimate
Oh,
attacks.
Salah nggak sih? Salah nggak sih? Dibalik
sempat
juga.
ulti sih kebalik nih.
Flapteezy getting jumped on right now with that
Kayaknya Udil udah nggak bisa ngambil ulti Popheus deh. Sakit ini Cloud nih.
And you see them
Ya nggak sih,
trying
San?
to chase down Zorn, able to find the kill
Mau
there.
ngambil
It's
ulti
2
siapa
down
lagi anjing?
for the
Arlov.
Homebois.
Iya.
In comes
Iya kan?
Chibi, looking
Arlov
for a
sih.
kill with that fracture.
Mati
Able to
juga
take
kalau udah
down
tai,
Q.
revive.
One down for AP
Enggak, maksudnya,
Bren, but I dare say
dia
they
ambil
still
ulti
have the
Popheus,
advantage when it comes to
maju
this
ke depan langsung mati sama
Lord,
Cloud udah
especially the
dipukul.
Luminous Lord right now.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1.
Harapannya
It's still gonna be the
lompat-lompat
numbers
bareng
advantage
Popheus
towards
ya.
AP Bren. 40k lead for
Oh,
them.
Popheusnya lompat kan
Flapteezy doing a
sama-sama
good
dapat
job
stack kan?
zoning. I think this should
Iya
be AP
sih.
Bren taking it in without any contest for the Homebois.
Yang
That's
publik
gonna be the
Cok. Gua
enhanced
publik
lord
juga
going to
ngerti
our
anjing.
M5 World Champions.
Yeah, and very
Masalahnya
dominant right
Popheus
now,
loncat
moving into the
tebel,
13 minutes.
Udil
Tapi
loncat
ngerti, guys,
mati.
mekaniknya aja yang nggak ada gua.
Super Marco right now. I mean, as soon as he came online, the entire tone
Kan kita kan ibarat kata kayak
of this
bapak-bapak
match
nonton bola tuh.
completely changed.
Enggak
Ooh,
apa-apa
they
banget
got
lah
that push.
nih.
You actually might be in
Oddsnya
trouble, Jimmy.
diiniin lah,
Oh,
ngapain lu
the
kayak
fracture.
gini-gini. Mati aja si
Unfortunately,
Phil
Kyle
keculik.
Teasy did not
Buset.
check that push, and that allowed Chibi to get the one.
Gue lebih suka gameplay Homebois sih guys, lebih seru ditonton.
Yeah, that's what makes the Nolan so deadly, right? Like just 2 hits coming
Meng-
out.
ganas,
from
ganas,
Phil is
gameplaynya
enough
ganas.
to delete Phil
Lu
from the
lihat aja
map.
tuh.
And
Lordnya nggak
Phil's
dikasih
quite
masuk, guys,
unfortunate
ya.
though, but they do have the Lord here. Flapteezy gonna be
Udah
soaking
nggak
up
ada
the damage. A
Eh,
lot of
Sword ngapain,
isolated
weh?
fights. Sword.
Cloud kenapa jadi
Easy
begini
that
damage-nya ya?
implosion, though, but no Vash
Lu
on
nggak
versus
lihat tadi
Supermark.
Skylar barat saya digebukin.
Kenapa ya San di buff Cloud ya?
Emang kayak gitu anjing damage-nya.
Enggak, dulu nggak
Jangan
gini
pakai
kan.
Windtalker.
Dulu nggak. Oh, gara-gara item Windtalker.
Just a few minutes ago, very
Dulu nggak
dominant
gini
against
damage-nya,
AP
serius.
Bren, have
Aduh,
yet
ya,
to
lu diam
find
dulu,
an
Bab.
answer for this
Udah
aggression.
Cloud sekarang.
Yeah,
pakai
4-0
Windtalker nggak, guys,
revive
sekarang, guys?
onto the Claude. Has that purify too, so AP Bren just taking
Udah kayak
all
ngeliat
of these
Karin
towers so
full
quickly.
damage anjing.
Conceal
lihat
has
tuh.
been made
Oh, block anjing damage-nya.
Yeah,
Tapi kena
Force
Vengeance
is out
nangis
with
banget,
that
Yor.
demonic force coming out from
Itu
Flapteezy,
tadi udah.
starting to zone out the rest of them. That's in trouble. Trying
Guys,
to dash
ini
himself away from
emang
away
ada
from
buff-nya,
Super
guys,
Marco,
Cloud,
who is
guys.
on the clock.
Yeah.
We do have an implosion, catches one member
banget.
there as well. In comes
Still going for
Ogwen. Final slash is
Yeah,
out
anjing,
from the
itu
back
ngehit.
line. It does look like AP Bren starting to create some distance, not wanting to fight a little bit more underneath the turret. I think looking to just kind of
damage
create that
itu
distance
haram,
now and wait for the
Udah
next lord
staff
before
dia.
they make their next push.
Corrosion, Windtalker,
The pushes
pistol,
are looking
bah,
to be
udah
so deadly
anjing.
too, so they have to kind of check that for AP Bren.
Chibi.
But this time it's gonna
Chibi
be
nih,
Chibi in
bos.
trouble here.
Des
He's
lagi?
gonna make it out alive.
Yeah, this
bisa
is what
dibunuh
we're
juga.
talking about, the spamming ability of him to
50k.
be able to
Iya,
spam
iya.
those dash
Deonya
attacks,
nggak lag.
which is
Valen
actually
sama
more than
Harit.
Flapteezy can kind of
Tapi
contend
Popheus
with,
bisa
but
imun pakai
the job was done. They zoned him away from the purple buff, and that's going to be another stolen buff for AP
Pakai clock
Bren.
gak ya? Harusnya udah enggak ya? Kayaknya.
And this is objectives, even resources taken away from Chibi. He has picked up 7 kills though, 4 deaths, but by this time though, it's gonna be really hard. Like the only target that you're gonna be getting is either like a pick off on the bush like what happened
Gimana San? Masih bisa menang kah Homebois kah?
Best thing that you can do because the Nolan is that kind of hero that really shines in the early
Buset,
game. And by this time, all of these heroes have already picked up all of the necessary items.
Iya anjing. Bahkan nggak ada Spin One San.
Itu mau bikin apaan tuh CD tuh?
Buku kayaknya menurut gua. Biar ulti terus jadi kayaknya ya.
Yeah, and then that says a lot too, especially there's
Masa
something
sih
about
udah
having a gold lead on your opponents, but when most of that gold lead is on one person,
kita tengok.
It really kind of tells a story of
like how dominant retrinya ya ampun. Ih, Poveusnya nebein banget. Ya ampun sakit banget tangguh sesan.
Itu emang kalau udah gitu kena vengeance, itu vengeance sure, bukan tamu yang sakit.
Iya, tapi lu ngerasa kan kalau udah lebih sakit? Maksudnya gue ngeliat dari live streamnya sih, kok kalau udah jadi sakit banget ya?
Di rank juga emang sakit.
Kenapa San? Di buff San? Atau apa?
Ya itu anjing yang windtalker itu cok. Siapa yang nyiptain anjing.
Jadi sekarang windtalker terus ya itemnya ya? Ya ampun Din.
Ya kalau snowball windtalker. Tapi ujung-ujung diganti juga Imo gitu.
Deal! Ya ampun GG sih. GG gak sih? Maksudnya GG ya?
Tetap Valen, Hero kalah anjing.
GG ya, game 2. Nampaknya game 1. Tadi salah di early game doang sih. Ngegas gak ada Harit. Mereka ngegasnya gak ada Harit tadi. Gitu loh. Gue kayaknya Onyx enggak lah guys.
Onyx gak jadi Yor, ditunda besok.
Iya besok jam 1 maksudnya anjing.
It was really difficult to bounce back.
Lu asik sendiri, maaf udah boleh ya.
And even Udil couldn't even pop in the demonic force at that time. That was really a struggle for AP Bren in the start, but you know once it reached the late game, it was all AP Bren's territory.
And that just kind of tells you
Onyx jam berapa? Onyx besok Nyet, diundur Nyet.
Why they are on top of the Mobile Legends mountain right now is even
Mobile Legends
it was about 7-1.
Mid sekarang itu Faramis, Lilia, Nana, Vexana, Aurora, Rovaria, nggak ada Valen. Gua ngereng pun ya kan beda. Server Malaya sama server Indo beda. Mungkin di sana masih Valen Nyet.
Nana sih gua akuin nyebelin sih. Rugi dong. Bener kata lu Max, Flap mati nggak lebih dari 2. Emang iya? Emang tadi dia mati berapa guys? Perasaan tadi di awal-awal udah mati 2, dia terus nggak mati lagi ya?
Beda. Iya, gue juga sekarang kalau di request Valen nggak mau gue mainin ini, mager cok. Nggak bisa apa-apa hero-nya. Tapi tadi gue liat dia early game enak aja nih Valen.
Discard. Lawannya Raja terakhir. Oke.
Lawannya juga jago juga sih ini.
Langsung juara dunia anjing, masalahnya Udil.
Lagi Valen B3 pakai glowing one. Pakai link panggung ya Valennya ya.
Pakai clock deh.
Seru Pin. Gue liat MC sekarang orang pada rebutan itu cok, one mana bandit anjing. Ampa banget Pin.
Ogwen was able to land a demonic force, get a kill and the turtle. I believe it's this fight. Is it? Yeah, Flap Teasy it was. Okay.
Yeah, Flap.
Yeah, was able to get both of them here. We're taking a look at some of these highlights.
Ya? Apalagi ya terus yang gue liat ya baknya ya. One mana bandit terus.
Final slashes here, and you can see how Homebois kind of dominated with the. I would say dominant, but more had a really good early game, great rotation for the Homebois. They actually pressured out a lot of the towers, and even down to the turtle fights, they were able to contest, right? And with the demonic force, as you can see, there was a time there.
Katanya sekarang top tier apa nih? Kangkung, terus berarti apa lagi ya kalau udah gak ada one bandit? Kangkung, Arlot,
fight in all of those clashes, right? Is they
Gelar
had that
coklat Bang
season,
Max.
they had that sort of
Burmes
pressure
gol ya, gua nggak nonton
lumayan
guys.
balance
once you
pas
get
stream ya.
immobilized, the Homebois really had that
Gue belum main
first
lagi
hit.
sih.
But once it again,
Terakhir
once
gue
it
main
gets to
cuma
the
spam
mid-game,
itu doang
everybody
tuh.
had that items. This was
Dan
actually one
Tars
of the
3 early gamenya gue
really
ngambil
game-changing
Bellerik.
type of mid-game that AP Bren had. They were able to get down Owen here, but they were able to get the shutdown also onto Chibi, which is a really big factor onto taking back the goal that they lost up against the
Oh, ini
Homebois.
jam 11, Mac.
Yeah,
agak diundur Onik jadi besok.
Bener nih.
Iso, nggak percaya banget lu.
Jam berapa San?
Diundur. Gue juga pengen banget stream Onik, cuman kata viewer gue diundur ya udahlah.
Jam berapa guys Onik guys? Katanya jam 11 yang bener nih coba.
Like it just got farmed so quickly. It was almost like a shock to them for how much damage he was actually putting, and eventually just like.
Pokoknya abis ini off live dulu gue makan dulu guys.
The biggest factor here, and I'd be surprised if he's not the MVP.
Lu di stream Onik?
Yeah, I mean, not picked off, not shut
Nggak
down.
ngapa-ngapain juga San, nggak
gabut anjing.
Lu begadang sih, bukan yang nggak boleh begadang ya?
Pressure out the backlines here of AP Bren. But once, you know, it was just Super Marco wrecking havoc. 2 Lords. This was the last one to finally take in the game here for AP Bren.
Gue udah mager banget cok, begadang-begadang nggak tahu kenapa.
Before they actually went down to the final.
Gue kalau begadang bangun sore gitu mager anjing.
Lah kan lu sering banget tuh bangun sore.
Iya bawaannya males kan, tapi lu sorenya.
Ya males gue akuin.
Iya beda lu bangun pagi. Bangun pagi tuh lu semangat, tapi semangatnya nggak tahu mau ngapain, ngerti kan?
Nge-gym lah pagi-pagi langsung.
Ya iya nge-gym dong, nge-gym kan paling sejam 2 jam.
Yeah, kind of one of those last-ditch efforts to try to make something happen. Unfortunately, I mean, AP Bren's just too smart with it, with their positioning. And you can see here the last seconds of the Homebois here as that core goes down. Oh, actually,
agak. Emang gue udah nggak mau begadang cok. Dari yang pas tahun baru tuh si tahun Sigma ini gue nggak begadang anjing.
Should be the Claude, yeah, should be the Claude here. Yeah, he picked up.
Gue begadang ntar pas apa namanya puasa. Kita sahur bareng.
Max Jo Ondo gimana? Jo nggak masuk gua guys, Ondo doang.
Rose Gold Meteor to actually counter out all of the magic damage, right? Like he had to deal with either the demonic force or even Nets' Zaman force, but he wasn't picked off at any time.
Mobile Legend guys, Mobile Legend, bahas Mobile Legend.
Onto the Claude here.
Boleh kan lu nggak pernah live ya ML ya?
They're really not able to set things up here or actually.
Tapi sepi banget cok sekarang.
ML kah? Kenapa ya?
Stream yang nge-stream, yang streaming.
Oh, udah jarang orang streaming.
Iya.
Kenapa ya San?
Ya nggak ada turnamen kali, mager anjing streaming rank. Gua aja streaming rank awal season doang cok, karena lawannya seru-seru anjing.
Iya sih, lu juga jarang sih.
Tengah season gini paling gua open mabar ngehe, mager banget gua anjing.
Just all over him, and especially once Super Marco got set, Demon Hunter Sword was able to just really chunk him down, make him pay for diving into the line as well.
Just di band gara-gara ngeliat cicak gulung, cicak gurun. Tolol banget anjing dia.
You have to take notice of Flap TZ2, especially in the latter stages of the game.
Gak sabar lihat AP Bren bantai HB. Lah, nggak kebalik itu bang.
If he actually wanted to take the demonic force, or would he want to take the final slash? Maybe
siapa tapi San yang suka, yang masih streaming sering sekarang?
Ada, lu lihat aja siang yang streaming paling JJ, itu pun open mabar, Apis.
Gak ada lagi, udah.
Wan udah gitu doang, 3 itu doang udah.
Emang 3 itu yang sering live siang. Siapa lagi emang dulu kayaknya yang
malam juga nggak ada, paling weekend Pascol
masih banyak lah, masih ada
R7
these players out from Homebois, and at the same time taking the damage so that Super Marco can come in without placing the duet and finish his job.
Butuh Nemo lagi kali.
I mean,
butuh Nemo lagi guys.
Itu kan kemarin live Nemo ngapain dia?
Dia live Nemo.
Dia live Nemo. Terus kata viewer Nemo balik lagi anjing. Tahu info dari mana?
Bapak lu balik. Bapak lu Nemo balik anjing.
Paling Wan ngada-ngada anjing, lu kena tipuan bego.
Balik kali. Teguh masih live.
Kan semangat terus mainnya, mau balik prosin. Oh iya, balik lagi dia.
Ini bahaya sih guys, bentar gue harus kasih obat lagi anjing.
Anjing mata lu dari dulu cok.
that's something that they're going to probably have a plan
Gue bentar lagi mau lasik San, jadi harus biasain make lensa mata yang minusnya beda seperempat.
First there by Homebois. I think this time it might actually be AP Bren on the blue side. So
it
was a big thing here for the Homebois to actually win out that early game. But at the same time, right, that AP Bren.
Doain guys biar nggak buta gue pas lasik.
So I still think up until now like
bisa jadi buta. Maksudnya ada ininya buta anjing, ada yang gagal.
Kecil kan tapi chance-nya.
And I think it just goes to show like the mobility, the blaze.
Kalau buta gimana, Yur?
Jangan anjing. Nggak bisa lihat cewek cantik, nggak bisa apa.
Anggaplah worst case, Yur.
Gua buta.
Manta lu kan aset, Yur. Nggak bisa main Mobile Legends.
Bunuh diri sih.
Lu bunuh diri, serius lu.
Ya
makanya lasik butuh keberanian anjing.
So just the dominance that they showed.
Saranin jangan sih.
Just kind of shows you how much they've
berani lah. Itu pacar Revior aja lasik itu pacar Revior.
And we're very mildly successful in the early game against AP.
Lasik hilang minus ya Mac. Hilang tapi nggak all in guys. Jadi kayak kalau gue minus 5 mungkin sisa 0,25 gitu loh. Nggak semua ngilang.
There's just like a few more boxes.
Makanya.
Kamu bisa beli mata ya?
Apa?
Beli mata katanya. Bisa beli mata.
Bisa emangnya? Nggak tahu sih. Orang gagal ginjal aja bisa masang ginjal orang ya. Kayaknya nggak tahu gak. Belum searching.
Ada lasik juga iya. Banyak yang lasik berhasil. Cuman kan nggak tahu guys. Itu kan ada chance.
Nggak 100%. Lu lasik juga lah San. Kalau minus lu udah gede sih lah asik sih, kan lu masih belum segede gue.
Coba gua minus kecil, silinder gue Yur.
Oh ya makanya lu silinder gak bisa lasik.
Gue silinder. Gue silinder juga kecil, 1,25.
Kalau gue minus kan udah mau minus 6 guys, jadi butuh lasik sih. Pakai kacamata terus pusing
minus gue kecil, kiri 0,75, kanan nggak ada.
Gue mau 6.
Nggak, kenapa bisa beda gitu ya?
Apanya?
Emang bisa ya?
Apa kiri kanan
beda apa sama?
Oh beda. Gue yang kiri mau 6, yang kanan baru 5-an.
Kenapa bisa gitu?
Nggak tahu juga gue. Mungkin lu lebih fokus pakai mata kiri kali. Guanya yang maksudnya.
Ada jual Renegan itu di Shopee.
Bisa dipakai emang Turul. Mahal
iya. Itu. Coba aja.
Ini ada draft nih, brother. Let's go.
Still kind of a powerhouse when it comes to that roam position, the tankiness and the setting potential of that final.
Lu masih ini San, masih ngegas ini San. Crypto masih gas.
Ya gue diemin aja, pasang alert. Gue nggak kayak lu ngenset, lu kan niat kan kalau lu.
Future lah, future.
Apa?
Future.
Enggak. Actually going to be still the fair miss that was panned out away also earlier in game number 1, which is really good for team fights because it seems like both of these teams are so good at that. Like having that fair miss even up until now, like with the adjustments on the fair miss,
volume
it
kencengin.
Is almost
Bacot
all the time good when you have that.
Siap bang, siap.
It keeps everyone alive pretty much.
Ruby,
like
Arlot, Faramis.
One final ban here.
Pani, Cici.
Will AP Bren actually go for like a Nolan here for their first pick, or maybe possibly? Oh, okay. Speaking of the Nolan, I just kind of called it out, and Homebois is like, "Yeah, I heard you, Burger King. We're gonna be banning it away." So this leaves AP Bren with the Matilda, which is actually opened up here. For the first pick, you can actually pick it up. It's a very safe pick, I would say, or maybe they can prioritize other things, maybe the Claude or
first pick Matilda tuh.
Whatnot. But yeah, it's gonna be the Matilda being picked
up here.
Pick. So Homebois actually let that slide. They can actually answer it out by either picking up a Claude, or will they go for their roamer here for their first 2 picks because they already have a Matilda here?
I mean, if we're talking stats-wise, just talking pure numbers, I mean, Claude would probably be the safest bet for who's been the 100% win rate here. Two characters that are open. We see there the Gwen, the Matildas out there. Oh, first time to see the Barats. We've been talking about it, but we haven't seen it just yet in the meta. Very tanky now, especially when it comes to some of the item changes that are.
Nonton di mana cari aja Game of Future.
Support him with that tankiness. especially taking it. I feel like this was kind of taken
Tahu cara main
away.
kripto, lu belajar sama ahlinya lah, jangan sama gua anjing.
That combination of the Matilda and Barat.
Ntar gua ngajarin lu salah. Kalian gua lagi.
Slowness that he has to be able to kind of
Gunifer Barat
with that guiding wind to get him around the map there. So it could be very interesting picks. It's the first time that we've seen some of these characters picked up, as most have been on the bans and some haven't been picked yet.
Yep. Yeah, the Barats. First time we're gonna be seeing
Dikit
it.
apa?
Actually,
Banana
this is good
licious.
for the
Enak guys ini
yeah,
pisangnya.
apart from the
Temen gua pisangnya.
Matilda, right? Like a good combo with the Guinevere is someone to actually tank up the front line so that the Guinevere can actually properly set things up. So I believe this might actually go to
Itu
Sword.
ada Xboxan.
Not unless they want to change their lineup. We'll finally find
Ada.
out the overall
Masih
picture
dikit,
later
Xbox.
on. But OP Bren answers to that
Bagus-bagus aja jungler.
with the carry. Usually the answer to
jungler.
tanky heroes like the Fredrin and the Barats,
Jungler
and
kah
they
Xbox?
add up the export
Iya sih,
here. I'm
lawan
still not
Barat
sure
sih.
if this is gonna be a flap TZ hero or maybe a little bit throwback to the export
Tadi
in
gua lawan
the
Xbox
jungler
jungler di rank.
position. But this might actually be in the XP lane. One of the a really solid picks in the XP lane that can really stand alone. And at the same time, Homebois has this final pick. Will they go for their
Nah,
mid
satu
lane
sama ini
also,
ambil
since,
udah buka
they
kartu
might
as.
actually go for perhaps
Buka kartu asnya,
the
guys.
I was thinking something along the lines of the Novaria,
Lu
but
botol
they seem
liquid
to
nih, gua nggak di
prioritize this
endorse ya.
Valentina. So to
Tuh.
pick up the ultimates here like the last Insanity and even the Guiding Wind.
Cari aja Banana
the
licious
circuit
keluar
leader,
kok harusnya.
Eagle rather of
Enak itu
the
pisangnya beda guys sama pisang lain.
Yeah, I want to say like while
Udil
the
Valen lagi.
Circuit
Temen gua
Eagle
pisang
is,
pokoknya.
Iya, Udil Valen lagi, San.
have its place in a lot of these compositions.
Dia nggak
and,
ngelihat musuh,
its
kayaknya sih mau
threats.
nge-pick apa
I feel
Valen
like
intinya.
Matilda's real shining
Iya,
point
cok kenapa
comes
menurut
with
Valen ya?
that,
Di Indo
guiding
sumpah Yor,
winds
nggak ada yang nge-pick
and
Valen
having
Yor.
the Flask of the Oasis,
Lah, ini
which
Malaysia,
gives
bro.
you that added shield every single time,
Ada tuh
like,
ya
one
di
of the
rank ya.
players is in range.
Populasi
It
tertinggi
really,
kalau di yang
upgrades
party
the,
kompe
I
ya.
wanna say,
Gua tebak dulu dong.
Aramis.
Oh, Faramis.
Aramis, Nova, Lilia.
Masih
Sama
sama
Rora
kamu.
paling baru-baru ini, tapi Rora nggak yang di pick dulu juga sih.
Vexana enggak.
Vexana enggak.
Kayaknya kuat banget Vexana.
The Matilda picks
Nggak tahu kan rank beda ya. Joki kan nge-picknya yang pasti menang aja cok.
Nana enggak ya? Nana jarang di-pick ya?
Semenjak di nerf nggak? Nana jarang ya awal season nih ya.
Bayangin guys, Nana aja di nerf anjing.
I was waiting for you to see that.
Max Onyx left nggak? Ntar lihat ya.
Sana iya.
Harusnya iya.
Gak tau gue jarang rank juga sih. Cuman awal-awal nggak ada cok.
Videos is that they get
Sana.
the
Sana tank itu dari awal season ini udah ngetren tapi emang nggak ada.
The Odette Swan song, so that is a lot of damage, and
Ana
at the
udah
same time
jarang.
the mobility it
Ana gampang
provides.
anjing lawannya
And
grok.
AP Bren is known for using this Odette for the
tier
very
2
first
lah.
time in
Tier
M5
satunya tuh
World
itu tadi.
Championship. So I am not surprised that came out from the Homebois. So
Paramis,
this
Nova.
leaves you either with if they
Aurora,
want to
Lilia
vision
itu
on the
tertretannya
bushes,
itu
right?
tuh.
Because the Guinevere can actually set up the play from the bushes. They can still go for the
Paling
Novaria
diambil
with
ulti
the protection
Paramis
here of the
jelek sih,
Matilda.
biasa
That can
aja
still
sih.
be a pickup for few. Or at the same time, they might actually pick up someone on the mid lane like a Lilia.
Buyout mahal-mahal ya ampun.
Give the Valentina a lot more ultimates to pick up. That's usually the
Jangan
susah,
lagi.
udah susah.
Here would be a good pick too in the mid lane. Like it really slows down the barrage and
Udah
it
kalau
also
nggak
kind
Valen
of
ya
nullifies
Parser.
the
Kenapa
ultimate
nggak
of the
Varamis?
Valentina here.
Varamis bagus banget cuy. Tapi di
So,
ban sih lihat tuh di
at
ban sama
mid
PH
lane,
aja
I
di
think,
ban Varamis.
it depends on what
Under
they're-
cok
if
lawan
they're
Varamis
looking
tuh.
toward the meta,
Bikin
Aurora.
2 kali anjing warnanya.
out there.
Kenapa nggak Aurora, San?
I mean, we didn't really find too much success with it in
udah.
game one of our last series, and then I feel like the teams kind of distance themselves from
Delar
that.
main
Rora
lawan
itu Yur.
Yeah,
Rora
but,
sama Nana sama aja Yur skillnya.
Odette as
Sama
well.
gimana?
So I'm very interested to see
Pasifnya hampir
where
sama.
the Nana still
Oh,
out
yang
there
kalau udah
as
mau mati
well. Maybe
ini ya.
we, have our
Iya,
own
Winter.
Nana
Just
game
putting
here.
it out
Udah
there.
ada Winter aja.
Actually,
Skill
I
duanya
think it
kayak
might
gitu,
be,
stun, ultinya
AP Bren might
stun.
actually
Skill satunya
double think
DPS.
of, like,
Sama lah dua hero
picking up
itu
that
anjing.
Berarti
that
Aurora
Valentina.
Manana nggak usah beli ini
Have
dong, nggak
that
usah beli Winter ya?
Valentina to consider. It can actually be a menace
Udah ada
to
Winter
the
gratis,
Barats or maybe
Enggak.
even the Valentina
Enggak.
in the mid lane.
Enggak, iya
But
enggak.
I'm still thinking
Rora gue
something
kadang
along
beli
the
Winter
lines
sih
of,
kalau pengen all in depan
Lilia
lagi
or
nggak ada.
perhaps like a
Tahu sih.
Valier in the mid lane that can really
Gantung
make it
sih
hard
anjing
here
kalau
for-
nggak ada
for either
assassin
the
mah nggak
first
usah
three
Winter.
picks here of the Homebois.
Tapi
And
gue
next,
ngelihatnya kalau
who
hero-hero
goes for
begitu
that
kayak
Harriet that
justru hero-hero begitu yang bisa full damage
in
guys,
game
karena udah
number one, but
udah ada
Dia aja-
udah
dia
ada
aja
Winter
nggak ada
gratis.
Joy.
as well as the cloud of super
Joy di
Marco
Indo
Red.
kalau ada
So,
Joy,
but you know what?
Joy
It's,
langsung anjing.
it's a carry.
Ini
Up
Bren
against
Joy
the
kayaknya
Harriet.
nih.
This can definitely
Apa,
pressure the
Xbox-nya
carry in the
jungle?
early
Eh,
game, right?
offlane.
With
Nana
the,
tuh.
Nana.
The advantage it does.
Nah ini menarik nih Nana nih, gue belum pernah lihat di
There
turnamen.
it is.
Bagus ini Nana.
Dan Nana di rank gue
Keep
pernah
on
lihat sih,
tossing
cuman
these
maksudnya
things
belum
so
pernah
that they
lawan
bring
aja.
it out. So So what do you want to see?
Itu guinnya udah pasti rom nggak sih?
What do you want to see from the Homebois then?
Baxia. Hah? Baxia apa ini?
The
Baxia jungle.
Xbox jungle atau Baxia jungle nggak tahu sih gue.
Masa Baxia offline nggak mungkin. Kayaknya nggak mungkin ya.
Used to be one of those picks that was just one of those cutesy picks that
mati nggak sih Baxia nih lawan Barat
juga Nana tetap ngeselin ya, Nana tetap ngeselin gua akuin. Nana tuh nggak enaknya lawan apa ya? Rock.
Like as soon as it lands,
yang
Win juga lumayan sih.
Lawan imun. Harusnya sih Nana lawan Harit enak ya. Ngedes dijadiin boneka anjing.
She can collect that together with that Molina Blitz ultimates very quickly.
Homebois ini suka banget Harit.
As soon as you realize you're transformed,
Harit Valen ya?
Iya, itu dua selalu ada ya gue leletan.
Ngentot tuh XP apa anjing? XP Barat sama Barat.
Iya, XP Barat. Barat. Atau gue enggak Barat.
Bunuh siapa nyir di sini?
Barat.
Tank. Nana ada pasif. Maxhill ada foto.
Gue juga nggak ngerti sih.
Maxhill tebel. Aduh gue nggak ngerti sih tai.
This is Malaysian style bro.
Main early game kali ya?
Iya.
Kalau
Malaysian style itu
kalau Joy masih mending dah.
Bukan tentang draft guys, yang penting gas gue bilang. Early game gas.
I think that was kind of like a spur of the moment things coming out from the Homebois.
Harit.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of confused.
Harit
There's
apa?
so many different ways it could go, especially if you.
Ada yang bisa divers anjing.
You have Gwen in the XP lane.
Santai. Kita serahkan suara kita kepada Homebois dan Udil. Langsung saja kita tengok game kedua.
So many different changes that we've been seeing.
Early juga susah ya, bisa dirusuh itu hati Maxhill early game bisa dibawanin itu gitu.
Game 2 to see if Homebois can take this to a game 3 against
dijaga nungguin ya. Nah kan tuh langsung dirusuh kan Maxhill.
So it is, yes, I am right. It is a Barrett in the XP lane,
Oh,
but boy,
Ini banget ini Barat kena Xbox nih.
good up against the X4.
Dimandiin ya.
In your lane. So it's gonna be easy. Not unless you are able to move forward, get those
Buset,
stacks.
skill dua
And
jauh
at
banget
this
tuh.
point, right, Sepat
Buang
hasn't been
retry
able
kan
to get
hasilnya.
those stacks up just yet. And looking at this,
Sure,
it is
sure.
Sorn on
53,
the
54,
Guinevere.
55,
So this
56,
is for
57,
Homebois to actually have that
8,
set up.
Sama.
And I think, that final
lagi
pick
promo.
actually kind of made us scratch our heads and say, okay, where is everybody going to be placed at? So far, AP Bren doing really well here in the gold lane, still able to keep it
Ya
up.
di skill 2-in jadi nggak kena flap
He's
easy.
going to be the one prioritized here by Homebois.
Yeah, and he's gonna go. They
Mati
already
sih,
burst down that
mati sih.
armor, but still putting on those
Mati
stacks. Here
kali
comes
ya.
the
Mati
dark
kali
Jump.
ya.
Chibi
Mati.
falls. Flapteezy still
Mati kali
survives.
ya.
Chibi almost got caught there, but
Kan.
on the side, Kyle Teasy finds
Udah
out
fail anjing ngerinya.
and gonna go ahead and disappear. That's gonna be first blood for
Padahal
AP
kekuatan
Bren.
Malaysia tuh di early game guys.
Wow,
Sudah
did you see the flicker out from Flapteezy?
Sumpah
He
cok,
actually flickered
gak
out
guna
when
anjing
Chibi
hati.
was actually
Ada yang
gonna
bisa
go in
divers
for
tai, udah foto.
for the ultimate there,
Udah
like that
all
Dark Knight
in.
falls, and he's like, okay,
Iya.
I feel like I can still sustain this.
Xbox sama Nana kan
with the
dua-duanya
chemistry
ada
that AP
kayak
Bren
winter
has, they
gitu.
had that backup.
Imun.
Kaltis
Ari
was able
bikin
to pick up
tank.
that first kill. Overall, AP Bren
Oh,
is
Gwen
just
Matilda
winning it so
purify.
far here,
Bener
and they're
juga ya.
prepared to take on to Homebois.
Iya, Maxhill juga nggak mungkin mati tuh di Versace ada foto dia. Yang item baru itu.
Actually still in the objective here. Kaltis is going to be working up
Mungkin
this first turtle.
dia mau
Orang
ulti
di
habis
last pick,
itu
counter pick kan
ultimate
harusnya.
just yet, so AP Bren can take this without any
skill
contest, not
satu
unless Chibi
retry,
comes in.
Cibi.
Ah,
Itu
lu
maksud
lihat
gua
tuh,
sakit
lu lihat
banget.
tuh.
Dark Falls is
Lu
out, but
lihat.
he gets slowed down. Owen was
Udah mau
right
mati,
there
anjing.
waiting for him to come
Datang
in.
ulti
As soon as
balik,
Dark Knight
cok,
Falls went in, he
anjing.
got
Oh,
put
ini lumayan
down.
jauh ya game 2 ya
Zorn
kayaknya ya.
looking
Trombol,
and Escape is
trombol
gonna use that
kecoa.
flicker to get himself away.
Yeah, the
Kayaknya
nice
tadi udah bener
zoning
Barat
too
saya
there
ditaruh
by
di
AP
jungle ya.
Bren. They actually camped out in that tiny bush over there, so
Iya,
to
ini
give
lebih mending,
vision
Cok.
towards AP Bren. Super
Harit
Marco
laning
though, it's
jangan
a
ditanya,
different
emang
story
kuat
here on the
dari
bottom
dulu
side.
Harit
We did
laning.
mention that the carry is gonna have a hard time up against this Harriet that has a little bit more advantage when it
Ya
comes to the range.
ampun,
As you can
2-0 ini
see,
kayaknya,
Owen
guys,
already
guys.
rotating towards this bottom
Lebih
side
parah
to give
game
a
2
little
daripada game
bit more of
1.
that assistance to Marco.
Yeah, and I want to say a good read by Nets right now. He smells something in the
Bisa mati
water.
nih
He's
Haritnya
just
nih
like,
di sama
okay,
Kari nih.
something's up down here. I know there's got to be Ogwen must be near.
Wah, 1 lawan 2.
You actually
Nets
call
nih bos.
attention to
Nets
the
nih bos.
Zaman Force is
Nets nih
out.
bos.
Tries
Lu
to
lihat.
help
Anjing,
Super
Baksa
Marco
masih
Lu
gets
lihat.
the kill.
Nets nih bos.
Ogwen unable to help and has
Masalahnya
to
mereka
watch
mau
his
ngegeng-
down. It is now tied 1-1
Mereka mau ngegeng Xbox gak bisa,
for
cok.
Homebois and AP Bren.
Nyawanya
Yeah, the thing
2.
here about Homebois is that they understand that the fact that Nets can actually pretty much pressure Super Marco on his lane. That's why you see the rotations mostly going towards the XP here. As Flapteasy gonna get pressured on. He's gonna pop in that last instant and he actually gets a pot. And this is what I was saying. Barretts does not have that much mobility. Plus the fact that it only has to flicker out. So up against the export, it's not really gonna be that good.
Gue lelet di rank biasa karinya pakai Vengeance.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate when you try. Oh, Chibi might be getting caught here. Use his flicker. Here comes.
Udah flicker. Tapi nggak maksudnya. Ditarik nih bentar lagi.
Looking for the damage. Zaman Force.
Anjing. Oh mati san. Udil nih bos.
Gue ngajak pas banget timingnya.
You can see the value coming Flapteasy with the flicker.
Mati cok.
Rugi banget Xbox-nya kayak gitu anjing.
Tarik.
Tetap mati.
Udah buang flicker juga.
They're going to claim a kill 3-3 apiece here.
The side of Homebois is able to get in some of the trade-offs, and with that pick off onto Calteasy, Homebois is going to be able to take this one in. Unless there's going to be any contest the turtle. Okay,
bocor cok Kariteng anjing sama Harit.
Homebois, and this time they actually kind of clap back here up against the side of AP Bren.
Ooh, a Nets and a Zorn looking to put the damage on. We have a violent right on the Calteasy, but I mean, that's a big take in that box here. Now here comes the rest of the team trying to chase down Ogwen and
memang kalah banget Kak
Go
Kariteng.
ahead, use that guiding wind to get themselves to safety.
Okay, so Pat also actually moves down towards this bottom side, actually sharing a little bit of those gold creeps with Nets. So let's see if that will actually make much of a difference here, because so far it is fine because Nets is actually winning in the lane. They might actually go in for the switch right now, just as it hits the 5-minute mark to be able to get in at least some trade. Sorno
Easy di gangbang 4 biji, nggak ada flicker, fix mati nih mah.
Yeah, Flapteasy might be in a little bit of trouble here. Udil finding the kill there as well, bringing him up. Homebois is now up 1 kill. That's tied for both of them right now. Still looking at especially the advantage. AP Bren has the advantage with the towers and the advantage for kills going to Homebois.
Sorn kok udah jarang recall Mac.
Like I only noticed that right now you were so busy thinking about where these heroes are going to be going in for Homebois. I actually didn't notice that it is a 3-man purify here for AP Bren just to cancel out the
namanya juga nonton turnamen bang, sama kayak nonton bola bang, kadang gedek sendiri anjing ngeliat orang. Padahal kita nggak lebih jago dari dia.
Kalau
nonton bola aja
player kita.
Brody
udah jarang di pick ya sana Brody.
They are at least they've traded in the towers after taking that second turtle of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, I do like that Sapat's kind of rotating around now. He's able, outside of the laning start of this game, I mean, the laning he was going to have the biggest problem because his whole kit is based on being able to kind of kick and maintain his
jarang lihat sih gua, tapi ada sih yang main
Natko main sih on the turtle. We're about half health right now. You can see Flat.
Buset, mati sini. Tuh kan Nana nyebelin sih Karit emang dari dulu.
He gets taken down quickly by the Nana. This is going to leave it open for Chibi to take the turtle. Last Insanity is out looking for Zorn. Puts on the damage and that might... Nope, we're going to be able to use that dash to get away. So, I mean, you get a kill, but...
Sekarang Nathan Max yang laku di tiratas.
While you see now the pressure with the numbers in their favor. AP Bren now starting to put some pressure onto the mid lane, but the side against pressing their advantage.
Ini jelek, Cok.
Yeah, the thing here about Homebois and AP Bren in that final turtle crash here. Oh,
ada pasif bentar lagi nih.
Iya, kasihan banget.
Mati.
They've been going at it ever since game number 1 though. They've been able to survive, but yeah, just as I was saying, you know, AP Bren kind of understood that Homebois had the prime position there. They were able to take the turtle, so they went for Nets instead. Pressure the gold lane for the turtle take. So still some nice trade-offs there across the board for AP Bren. And looking at the gold lead here, it is going to be Homebois leading by 1k just because of the fact that they actually took in at least 2 turtles for this game. But AP Bren still leading in terms of control over the map. They've taken in 2 of the towers 50 seconds before the first Lord is up. And I think Homebois, if they want to create some pressure, they can actually take in this Lord. They do have the Dark Knight Pulse.
Yeah, and that's going to prove vital when it comes to the last seconds of trying to take this Lord. If they can kind of maintain their space in there. You've got Sapat who can kind of tank a lot of the damage, who's going to be able to sit in the Lord pit and really kind of like claim it, whereas Chibi's going to have to really be very careful about when he comes in to try to get those needles in or to get that Dark Knight falls, to get that retribution onto it. We do see the Kyle TZ close resistance here. But Zorn can go ahead, dive himself to safety.
Gue udah lapar banget mau makan.
15 seconds. I think everybody here for AP Bren, they're doing their best to poke Homebois here so that they try to go back to their base, heal up that HP before this first major objective. Zorn is also looking for someone to take down with the setups at the Guinevere house, but it's not going to be easy. 3 purifies here that haven't been used just yet.
Jam 1 ya
so
fix
far
ya.
the pressure is going to be on to the
peperangan.
Kita
tengok Sepat makan mati satu. Nice kari mati. Bisa nih.
Bisa menang
coy tapi draft kayak gini anjing.
Gila Malaysian style. Nggak ngaruh draft.
Aceh. Malah kalau di teoriin HC-nya mau kemana anjing, bingung juga gua. Oh dia mainnya stick together yur. Jadi bersatu bareng-bareng kok. Jadi damage-nya cukup tetap.
But the rest of Homebois
is working on them. They get in this first Lord of the game. Baru gue ngomong gendong banget nih. Udah mau mati nih. Nana sih mimpi buruk buat player Harit anjing. Zaman dulu masih mending ya ditaruh di situ ya. Sekarang langsung berubah jadi boneka anjing.
Area lagi.
Out from Zorn and then
bisa digocek sebenarnya dong sana sama Harit dong. Kagak ngejar kan bonekanya kan?
Yeah, bottom side too, like Homebois is doing their best to pressure it out and at least capitalize this lead that they have up against Bren by at least taking in the outer turrets here and maybe going in for the second. It's a relatively low kill count here for both sides, right? Like both are trying to take in as much objectives as they can. Kyle TZ gonna be working up this purple buff, but it seems like the target all the time will be that is able to soak up all of the damage here.
Zorn going ahead and lands onto Flap TZ, but Flap TZ able to get away there. I don't think he had the Violet Requiem. Here comes a circling Eagle onto Udil. Alguin decides against continuing it and getting the pop up there. AP Bren able to take down this Lord, a non-luminous Lord there.
Tapi kalau skill 2-nya langsung kena lingkarannya, langsung berubah dia.
Instan.
Yeah, Flap TZ right now, he is
kalau skill 2-nya nggak kena, terus kan jadi itu kan, kayak ada bulat-bulatan gitu kalau itu dikejar.
Most of the time, right, like the Zorn's pickoffs here onto either Super Marco
Let menang siapa?
right?
Harusnya Bren ya, cuman tahu nih.
Win out, but sometimes it's not enough. Once he gets surrounded here by Homebois, you still got the Detona as well coming out from
Aritnya sih yang gendong anjing.
There's a lot of things to consider here.
Paling
fortunately enough, the Golding is not that far. Perhaps like either they take down Chi
negara paling susah diprediksi
Lord
Malaysia, guys.
or maybe even try to get a singular pick off here. But here comes Zorn.
Yeah, we do have a pop-up there on the Flap TZ. He gets terrified away. Has one more. He's going to have to back up. Kyle TZ in a little bit of trouble. Has activated that Tortoise Puissance. Trying. You see the trail as he tries to run away. Dark Knight falls is out. Big pop-up lands, but the Purify is out.
Zornnya kena tarik skill 2 Xbox guys.
Harit Kyle Chibi gets taken down by Super Marco.
Menang karinya sih. Atau kalah. Gila banget Haritnya.
Kalah.
Wah gila banget Haritnya.
Gila.
Terlalu gila Haritnya.
Super Marco while Flap TZ trying to flame him
for
his troubles. Oh, we have a Detona as well, which lands. Are they going to be able to put the damage on the head? Immortality out. Down comes the Zaman Force. Nets trying to chase down the kill, decides against continuing it and backs up.
Ngeri guys, ngeri.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1.
Udah kayak ngeliat Harit Clover gua.
Purify, and by the time he went up against Nets, he was just dancing around, taking a lot of the items here. He has picked up the Corrosion Sight and the Golden Staff. Maybe perhaps going in for the Demon Hunter Sword as his next item. The gold lead is gonna go to Nets when it comes to the gold lead. 1,000 for him, and Super Marco is still behind by 1,000.
Ini tugas Nana sih Kak Harit sih.
35,000 for the Homeboys. They're looking to take in this Lord. Let's see if
bisa sih ultinya langsung aja pencet
pick
anjing.
up swords already setting something up there up top. He does not have the conceal though.
Nana doang guys.
Yeah, so he's waiting. We're at the Lord, just down to about 10%. Looking for a bait. I think Homeboys are very confident in their ability to team fight this, so they're kind of
susah ya. Sekarang Lord juga udah nggak bisa ditarik gue lihat. Maksudnya tariknya udah nggak jauh guys.
Know where AP Bren is on the map right now, but as they're doing that, as they're kind of slow playing it, they've got minions starting to make
gua padahal baru jam 9, Cok.
Lord pulled out again.
Hari itu udah full item nih, perang nih Homeboys nih.
Probably a very frustrating.
Jangan farm bawah lagi Alpur.
Doesn't know if they want to fight. Doesn't know.
Sumpah.
Yol ini dia nongol bawa di all in nggak sih?
Nggak berani nongol Helpur.
Mau diperangin.
Damage onto the Lord at about half.
Ini momen kemenangan Bren ya.
Now still looking for the opportunity. Chibi gets dragged out again.
Iya biasanya gitu Cok, Bren kalah early jadi
each team looking for the first one to make a mistake.
Kiri kanan ya.
A little bit closer comes the circling Angel, taking with him flat TZ into the back lines, but be careful, they all reset back on the map. Half health for this Lord.
Mati, Cok.
Ya ampun, itu Nana solo kill health. Anjing Nana.
Iya dia lewat situ anjing, pede banget bus L. Padahal L-nya nggak dikontrol. Nah kan gue bilang kan dia menang momen kemenangan siapa sih?
Iya Cok.
Nah Bren.
Udah lah, late game udah nggak bisa lah. Pokoknya late game menang Bren anjing. Kita mau se-hype apa ya kan? Homeboys menang apa semua tetap aja late game. Nggak berubah.
Enak banget ngentot jalan Busmit. Itu POV-nya kalau bangsin gini ya. Lewat Busmit kan tas tangan megang rokok ambil jongkok.
Sekarang tarik ulur.
Homeboys are facing a luminous Lord.
Lagi bakar rokok.
Bottom lane while
jalan gerakin analog tangan kanannya megang rokok aja.
Pressure onto these the top and mid lane.
Oh, that's interesting. Owen just picked up the Blood Wings here, just to add up to that additional magic damage and the shields. The bottom lane is bare though. They can just kill the Lord, can just go straight in for the base. I think Bren's gonna be forcing out the fight here. Chibi is down. As Homeboys one member down, as the Lord's gonna be knocking in their base.
Yeah, already at the core right now. They have to have an answer for it. Unfortunately, Chibi a little late with that Dark Knight Falls. Still
getting caught by Super Marco. Nananya guys yang bikin.
Boy main mid jago gitu.
We talked about it.
Dia naik empel.
Game. We do have Last Insanity out. Udil is backing off. Super Marco puts the finishing touches on that mid tower. Now we are at the core. Just one more. Well, actually, we have two towers up at the top. High ground and the mid. We only have one more high ground. Is Homeboys going to be able to stop this Last Insanity?
Anjing kayak zaman dulu banget Cok. Xbox-nya zoning ulti depan tapi buat itu red.
And they all decide
ditambah tarik Matilda. Enak juga ya anjing habis imun ditarik Matilda.
And it does look like Homeboys might be at the last.
Enggak zoning depan pakai ulti. Terus ditarik Matil anjing.
Nggak ada kesempatan buat ngebunuh jadi sekali.
Buy few onto Chibi, right? And this is what we were saying about
the Nana. It
can instantly burst you down like that. Once you get caught into you get that Molina and then
kagak full tank juga Kari. Kagak full tank tuh Kari tuh.
One hit the lead. Like even the tankiest heroes in the game is already taking up so much damage from that Nana. But it seems like AP Bren, they've actually just commit for this. How easy is gonna go in?
Oh Nananya mau langsung mati.
Karinya sakit banget anjing. Winter. Buset baru Winter. Sakit banget Harit dulu lihat tuh. Mati lagi kita.
Super Marco is down too as well though. C-Pot in the back. He might not want to be part of this fight. 2 down for Homeboys as AP Bren looking to press their advantage. And that is going to be very enticing, especially with only 10 seconds left.
Gila loh ini Haritnya lo lihat kan. Pede banget, pede mampus. Sebenarnya ya kalau Nananya mati nih Haritnya ya 1 lawan 5 sih gua bilang.
They don't have any of these inhibitors and AP Bren, they have that map control, they have that gold lead, and at the same time the numbers advantages are towards their side. Actually, you landed in that nice Molina blitz once again to be able to take down 2 members of Homeboys. And with the safety of that guiding wind from Owen, it's just able to, you know, let AP Bren evade these clashes that they don't want to happen.
Sakit Cok,
Iya.
Overhit.
Goes in. He does get caught.
Ngaruh Nana, Cok.
Nets is gonna find a kill
Oh,
onto
anjing,
Flat TZ.
satu hit lagi, oke banget lo Gwen.
Able to get away with like one.
Xbox-nya kenapa sesakit itu ya? Bikin item damage 2 kayaknya deh, San.
Homebois gonna be dealing
Xbox-nya tadi aja dia dipukul sama Harit sekali lihat deh. Dia dipukul Harit sekali langsung hilang.
Yeah, the last insanity being popped there by Flap TZ. Actually, I think he thought he could have at least taken down Sepat there or Udil, but at the same time, Homebois had that answer with Zorn. He was punished at that point, and AP Bren said, okay, let's stop at that, let's not go for more. And they just went in and went back because if they actually pushed in for more, Homebois could have actually punished AP Bren at that point. So 8 minutes in, it is actually still AP Bren in the lead. 2K for his side, 9 turrets in. This last Lord could actually seal the deal for Homebois if they manage to, good be the deal here for AP Bren if they manage to steal in this Lord.
Yeah, and right now I think the focus.
Lagi Udlar, aduh kecoa lu lihat ultinya dipakai banget. Anjing ganti immortal kelas.
Is the Matilda comes in there. Immortality has been activated, but Ogwen very wisely using
Delar kalah San.
To get out of
Kyle
TZ checks the bush. Does get popped up by Zorn, who decides not to put on the Violet Requiem. The rest of AP Bren in the midst of this purple buff.
3 biji malah feeder astaga mulutnya.
This is their jungle now.
Yeah, the thing is,
bisa menang nggak sih ayo dong, Homebois?
Down here, right? Pretty much like the Fredrin. Once it gets the items here, it can pretty much counter out. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a Radiant armor being picked up there by Kyle TZ and the Guardian's helmet to add up to this innate tankiness already. 60 seconds in, I think for the Homebois here, set up here for Zorn, but it's not easy. Everybody still has their Purify up. Plus they have to deal with the same burst that he has and the outs that they can actually do in the flashes with Ogwen's guiding wind.
Langsung ke Nana kan, langsung bunuh Nana aja kan. Sumpah ini Hellcourt-nya nuker nyawa sama Nana menurut gua menang.
All few needs to do, land one ability and it's over.
Menang, cuman itu kayak pilihan terbaik ngerti kan. Dia diuber-uber mati Lubaxia gitu. Bonyok sendiri anjing.
Damage and quite a lot of frustration and pressure on a team.
Ini kapan Onyx
to be patient, you're looking to kind of to try to look for an opening against a team like AP Bren, and now 18 seconds left on the next Lord.
Tuh kan.
Yeah, 20 minutes in. I think at
enaknya gitu guys, Nana tuh nggak ada winter tuh. Masalahnya Valentina harus winter.
Execution. It's all about the decision making between these two teams.
Hero kayak Aurora
could actually turn this entire thing around. So everybody's gonna have to be extra careful here. We see the necklace of Durance being purchased here as well through because of all the shields that AP Bren has at this moment.
Tuh San, Xbox-nya bikin 2 damage kan bener kan? Si Halbert sama Warx dia.
Starting up this Lord.
Makanya lihat hatinya Yor dibawain mati les gitu darahnya tuh kepok magic blacknya
kalah by one banget ya. Oh GG sih San ini San menurut gua.
HC masih bisa menang nih, lihat hari yang free.
Gila
hari anjing kena foto cok, kalau nggak kena foto mati tuh Kari. Aduh hatinya mati duluan, tai. Udah lagi nih Harit bentar lagi.
Ini
drill punggung Harit berat.
This is gonna be a wrap. That is 3 people down for the Homebois, including their retribution. But it does look like Ogwen. They're trying to. They still want. They have the taste for blood now. They're not letting.
Ini mereka mau end ini. Mereka udah nggak peduli ini.
Yeah, 30 seconds before the others are up. They're gonna go for Nets. There's the circling eagle onto him. It's only Udil and Nets left to defend the base. AP Bren, they might actually just go for the push.
That's gonna be a wrap, a clean sweep for the world
champions.
AP.
Thank you udah nonton. Ternyata tidak bisa ya. Homebois. Oke San.
But AP Bren just had another plan there. They just went in for the final kill or actually.
Udah guys, gue udahan dulu ya. Thank you banget yang udah nonton. Walaupun gue udah lama nggak live stream, ternyata masih banyak dari kalian yang pengen nontonin gue live stream. Thank you banget untuk live hari ini. Dan kita bertemu lagi mungkin besok atau mungkin pas Onyx nanti kali ya. Yaudah, gue pamit undur diri dulu. Kita upload dulu and see you guys next time. Bye-bye, I love you semua. Gue udah dulu ya. Thank you guys yang udah nonton. Kita berjumpa lagi lain waktu.